10:01, good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Tuesday, coming back from down 2-0 to win a 5-4 thriller over the Hurricanes. Game 2 is tomorrow night in Raleigh. The Nashville Predators made it official yesterday, hiring Chris McFarland as general manager and president of hockey operations. McFarland has been the GM of the Colorado Avalanche since 2022. He has been a part of the Colorado front office since 2015. In NFL news, two big extensions happened on Tuesday as Falcons wide receiver Drake London signed a 4-year deal worth $141 million with $100 million in guaranteed money. And the Steelers awarded edge rusher Nick Herbig a 4-year extension worth $100 million, $42 million guaranteed. Herbig coming off a career-high 7.5 sacks last season. The NBA Finals get underway tonight in San Antonio. The Spurs hosting the New York Knicks. Game 1 tipping off at 7:30. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Good morning. Hope you're off to a great start. It's a beautiful day in Middle Tennessee. Hope you are having a good one. Like I mentioned, 615-737-1045, the number if you want to get in there. Robert, Lucas, and me with you until 1 o'clock. We got the dumbest thing in sports this week. In an hour, do we have things to give away? I'm going right to the nebulous prize bucket. What do we have to give away if you call in and tell us the dumbest thing in sports this week? I'm speaking slowly, so you have more time.
I got it. I already looked at it this morning. It was a pair of tickets to see Thomas Rhett and Neil. It's spelled like Vile. I didn't know who this Neil Horan? Oren?
Yeah, Oren from One Direction.
Okay, sick.
It's spelled like what?
Horan.
But the first name is spelled like Nile.
Nile.
Like vile.
Niall.
But I didn't know how to say it.
Okay, I thought you said the last name. I was very confused.
I didn't know what order it was in.
He keeps pronounces it Neil.
No way.
Hey,
you can't be.
I don't know, man.
His mom will name him Niall. I'm gonna call him Niall.
Your name can't be Neil and you be a pop star.
He's British.
Neil?
Yeah. Well,
Come on.
What's wrong?
Zach says it's Niall.
Niall.
Yeah, there's no way it's Neil. How many Neils do you know?
He's in denial.
One of the most famous artists in the history of music is named Neil
Armstrong?
No, I'm not sure if he.
What?
What is it?
Louis Armstrong?
No, Louis. Not Louis. It's Louis. None of us know anything.
Neil Diamond, damn it.
You can say Neil Peart.
What a terrible start to the show.
But we don't have Neil Diamond tickets, right?
No, God.
We have Niall.
We have said
Horan.
everyone but who we actually have tickets for. We have tickets to go see Thomas Rhett and Niall. How do you say his last name?
Horan. I'm
Cool.
guessing.
At
Well,
Geodis Park.
They're going to be playing at Geodis. Great spot for a concert. Great spot for a soccer game. Do you miss it, Lucas?
I do miss being at Geodis Park. I'll be there, I'm sure, for some USA watch parties during the World Cup.
We also, at some point today, have to get to the topic of the day, the news of the day, which is the Titans seeking answers around the unthinkable.
Yes. The problem is...
What could that mean?
I don't even want to give too much away because I feel like this is such a big conversation. I don't know how we talk about this delicately without ruffling some feathers.
Oh.
You know, naturally when you shake a bush, things are going to come out of it. There are going to be birds, squirrels, stuff. I don't know if we want to shake the tree and see what comes loose. I'm nervous.
You seemed like the type of child to shake trees and bushes to see if you could knock animals out of them.
Yes. Well, I was a Pokemon fan, so naturally.
Just like throwing rocks at birds.
Come on, get out from that tree, squirrel. Come down here and play with me.
What are you, Chucky? All right, so we'll get to the seeking answers around the unthinkable later in the show. 615-737-1045 is how you jump in. F&M Bank Chat also available for you, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. But before we can start to parse through the unthinkable, we got to talk about Book of Mormon. First time for any of us at TPAC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, somehow.
Which is a crazy thing to say, but think about when's the last time you saw a Broadway show?
I was a little kid.
It had been a minute. Yeah.
I went at some point I want to say pre-pandemic in Atlanta at the Fox Theater. But it's been a couple of years. Book of Mormon was great. TPAC, I have notes. We're getting a new TPAC, right? That's a part of the whole East Bank construction plan around the new stadium. You've seen the renderings of the new TPAC. Looks beautiful. This building, very dated. Why are there so many hallways?
So many corridors.
So many corridors. Your buddy Blue got lost for a period of time trying to find the restroom. Also not well ventilated. Current TPAC. Show was good. Book of Mormon, very good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I'm glad that we went 2.5 hours plus the intermission. A little much.
It was a little long. I would come caffeinated and ready to, but it was really good.
That was on us because we decided to, start 4 hours before the actual play began, and then Lucas decided that he wanted to walk from Germantown to TPAC.
It was a nice
It's a
walk.
lovely walk.
It was beautiful outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
A brisk 20 minutes.
Completely inconsiderate of your buddy Jay and his wife Bree, who was not in the appropriate footwear.
They could have
walk
Ubered
up the Capitol Hill.
They could have Ubered. They were gonna Uber, and I said, "Okay, y'all Uber, we'll walk."
You shamed them.
I didn't shame anybody.
You passively shamed them out of getting an Uber to TPAC from the bar that we were at to have a lovely dinner and get some drinks before the show. Bree did not look like she was doing well on the way up the hill.
Cheyenne was livid.
Was she?
Oh, she was like,
This is the part where you carry me up the hill.
I was like, what are you, Madame Zeroni? I'm not taking you up the mountain.
It was a lovely walk.
Madam Zeroni.
Highly encourage Book of Mormon. It's in Nashville the next few days, I think. So go sneak in there if you can.
Cast was awesome. Cast was very good. I don't want to spoil any of it if you haven't seen it. How long has Book of Mormon been going? I feel like it's at least 10 years, right?
I don't know.
It has to be. But anyway, we had a great time. It was a good call by Lucas to get the tickets. You are never allowed to be in charge of logistics again, though. I think.
Because we had to walk.
No.
Less than a mile.
No,
it wasn't that.
Why, Robert? Why is he no longer allowed to be in charge of logistics?
Buck was upset that we were in the Po people section.
I couldn't see. the whole stage.
There was only one part that got cut off, and that was when Jesus was on the side.
Yeah.
That was the only
Jesus
part.
kind of an important part of the Book of Mormon.
We were slightly
His
obstructed.
appearance is very few, okay?
We had 8 people. It was the only place we could seat 8 people.
That's fine. I don't have to sit with you next time.
That's what he said to me. I said there was 8 of us. There was only one line where we could all sit. He goes, "Oh, that's easy.
That's okay. I'll go sit down there next time."
Best seat in the house.
I also looked over at Robert at one point and said, "I'm going to move down a seat. It's not because you smell."
No, I have clinical strength deodorant now.
We tested it yesterday, boy. It was hot in that balcony. Another reason Lucas can't be in charge of logistics is 100. We walk from Germantown to TPAC, okay, which is fine.
It was a lovely walk.
It was a lovely walk.
Day.
He's not incorrect.
Nothing is worse than wasting a beautiful day.
Jay looked back at me and said, "I regret wearing pants." And Blue said, "No, we have to. We're at the theater." At least Robert didn't wear his Crocs. Looked back, Robert had Crocs on.
And shorts.
There's no rule you have to wear pants at the theater.
I feel like it's just, good form, good etiquette. Maybe just put on pants for once in your life.
No, I'm very happy with the decision I made. Great to run into Teresa Walker.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Max Hers.
Max Hers was in the building.
Star-studded lineup at TPAC yesterday.
Teresa said she was there with someone that had seen Book of Mormon 7 times. Yep. I don't know if I could see anything 7 times.
No, I was getting sleepy by the end. That's not because of the performance. The performance was great. I thought the musical numbers were great. I really thought everybody in the cast did well. Robert did point out one thing about last night's show that, again, is, I think, more of a note for T-Pack than it is for the actual cast of Book of Mormon. How many different times did mics go out? Like 3 times?
Yeah, or they just didn't have their transition right. Because, like, you don't want to have multiple mics on at one time because you could have some of it pick up on another mic.
You got somebody working a soundboard or several people working soundboards around the theater to make sure that you're micing the right people at the right times.
Well, if I really wanted to nitpick, and I said this to Lucas earlier, is I wish the mix would have been a little different because there were times where I couldn't exactly understand what they were singing. Like the orchestra, great.
Yep.
Like the feel of the theater, great. But I would be willing to, and this is just me, I would be willing to sacrifice some of that feel to hear the lyrics. Like I feel like if you're listening to the lyrics and it's a comedy, like I need to know what they're saying. Like the pantomiming and the acting can only carry me so far. If I was going to nitpick, but I'm not. I wouldn't say something like that.
Also, a few notes for the future T-Pack cup holders. Cup holders feel essential.
We need cup holders.
Why are there no cup holders in a venue that seats that many people? I feel like that's just irresponsible.
Well,
I feel like you're
selling
asking
drinks.
for spills.
Yeah.
So cup holders in the new T-Pack. I think a small note. Blue was pointing out different things about you all and your group of friends being stadium people as opposed to theater people and providing notes and feedback based on stadium experiences for the new T-Pack, which I thought were fair. Also, Robert and I are now going to buy an ad in the next T-Pack program.
Dude, okay, that's my nitpick. The program was like all about jet skis, and I was trying to learn about the cast and read about them and where they've been, what do they like to do, how many times have they done this show, and it's like, I can get a Sea-Doo at Ocoee in Atlanta. It's like, why are we selling ads? I want to add. I want to add the D-Pack.
Okay.
T-Pack.
So we will buy, but not like for a good show, not for like Book of Mormon, because I imagine that ad buy would be a bit more expensive. Do you just want a full page ad buy of you?
I would like that, yes.
Okay.
Just with the pictures we took recently, my socials, maybe the picture of me and Lucas embracing each other.
No, I think I prefer the one of you looking longingly at him through a chain link fence.
The cage, our cage match.
Turn your
photo.
microphone on.
Good one.
Turn your microphone on. He's not even participating in the show when he goes to his microphone is off.
I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed.
I did too. It was great.
I felt like there was one moment in particular where they sold Buck, and it happened pretty early on. And if you listen to the show for any amount of time, you understand that Buck has a certain sort of self-absorbed energy that goes into it. And as soon as they started singing this song, I felt like Buck was sold.
Yeah, mostly me.
Yeah, but mostly me. Yeah.
The way that my face lit up at that point, I was like, oh yeah, this is my guy, Elder Price. Shout out to Elder Price and Elder Cunningham in the Book of Mormon. A tag team, because the two of you are Elder Price and Elder Mormon, or Elder Cunningham, actually.
Yes.
But the mostly me, that was for me.
Yes.
So everybody got something out of Book of Mormon last night. It was delightful.
It was a
Good
lot of
job out of
fun.
you, Lucas. Good job.
a great
Wow,
time.
how did you stumble upon that?
Billboards work.
Oh,
I was
Okay,
literally.
see, advertising, Robert.
That's
If we
right.
buy an ad in a T-Pack program, we have to figure out what we're selling you for.
But you know what works better than billboards? Radio advertising.
Oh.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
737-1045.
Patty B's.
I got recognized in the line at in the bathroom. I was like, I got to poop so bad. And the guy was like, I know that voice.
I was
Our
driving.
crowd not really a T-Pack though.
Not a lot of crossover.
not a lot of show fans
You're
at
like we're
T-Pack.
not going to like an opera, man. It's just a play. It's okay.
Maybe wear pants
You can
next
wear
time, though.
shorts.
You
It's
two look
fine.
like you're going to, like a Jimmy Buffett concert. The two of you last night, like parrot heads.
I don't wear pants.
But you were glad with your decision to buy us all tickets
hell
to
yeah.
Book of Mormon.
Yeah, so I was driving, I think I was driving to Geodis for an NSC game, and I passed a billboard that had Book of Mormon, and it had the dates, and I thought, yeah, we should do that.
I'm glad we did.
I'm glad we did.
Next time we sit in a section with air conditioning. 615-737-1045. The number. You have headlines?
Yes.
NFL headlines are next. Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Here to help you because especially now that the weather is starting to warm up, you want to make sure that your HVAC units are functioning correctly. You can, of course, get maintenance on the front end through Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Worst case scenario, something happens, and you want to make sure the problem gets solved quickly and in a way that is most cost effective for you, not a bunch of upcharges or upselling on something that you may not fully understand. That's where Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical come into play. They're a locally owned, family-owned business for over 30 years here in Middle Tennessee, and they strive for excellent customer service. They always achieve that excellent customer service, and their techs are vetted and trusted to make sure that you understand who is going to be completing your appointment and how they are going, the amount of time it's going to take to get them there because of the tracking that they have now with Hiller to make sure that you understand the tech that's assigned to you and you don't waste any more time waiting around, which is the worst part of those service appointments. Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. HappyHiller.com. Happy you'll be or the service is free. That's the Happy Hiller promise. So book online with ease today.
Star players being traded, star players getting paid, all that and more. But first, Lucas Panzica has an exciting show announcement. Panzica! Sorry, I forgot that part. Sorry.
He wasn't used to. Zach even does it in your absence. Yeah, it's like a little too slow, so it sounds a little too saliva-y. Yeah, we got to work on that.
We'll get there.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have a copy.
Just tell the folks what's happening.
Well, do you have it in front of you? I thought you were doing this.
No, I got nothing in front of me.
Somebody say something.
Didn't we just talk about this?
Say something.
I mean, give me a second. I can pull it up by email.
That's pretty straightforward.
Hold, please. Is it in my email?
I don't like this.
I don't think this is like a copy thing.
I don't like
I think it's like a, hey, check this out.
All right, never mind.
Is it for
we were just
today?
we were just not doing it. Guys, we're not doing it.
Robert, you do it.
You guys can't handle it. We're not doing it.
You can handle
No,
it.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore. You've ruined it.
It's also not in my email.
It is. You guys are just, you don't care. 104.5 The Zone is excited to bring back Buck Rising Split Happens Bowling Bash July 16th at Eastside Bowl. Join us for a night you don't want to miss as Buck Rising hosts a bowling bash with special guest listeners, all to benefit Home Street. Homes
You
to
wanted
purchase
me to read
tickets.
this?
Visit 1045thezone.com. No, that's just the copy that I had for your event. All right, so.
It's not my event. It's our event. Why does it have my name slapped all over it? I mean, I understand there's a level of self-involvement that comes with me anyway, but haven't we talked about this for months as if the three of us are doing this?
Not important.
I don't want to have to do the whole thing by myself
this
again.
is all you, brother. I might be there. But
No,
this
God.
is all
Might be, well, you might not be there.
Well, I mean, I might have a thing, but it's all you.
We spent months talking about this thing, and it's just got my big ass name in the middle of it.
I want you guys to know that the unveiling of this could not have gone any worse. You guys could not have trampled and poo-pooed all over this any worse.
No, that's not my fault.
It is. It is all of your fault. It is all of your faults. I've been literally waiting to announce this since Monday.
I think it's
you
his
guys
fault.
wanna
I thought he was supposed to read it.
This is one of the most fun things we do every single year.
No, I'm excited.
You should be. You should be. Everyone should be excited. Everyone should be going
Put the ticket link in the chat so people can be excited with us.
If you guys are excited and you're like, I don't have time, I'm driving, I'm going to crash. Just wait until you get there. Go to 1045thezone.com. You can get tickets there. Or if you're watching on Zone TV, I've got the graphic up.
I don't see this damn thing in my email.
Well, good. I've taken you off of it. I've signed you out of every email that you have. I want you to know that you are forbidden from ever looking at another stinking email.
That's fine.
This event is canceled.
That's great. No.
Nobody
knew it was happening until you brought it up 5 minutes ago. This was all avoidable. I think it's your fault.
No. I'm glad the cameras aren't on right now because I am just blasting double birds at both of these guys.
So, yeah, the bowling event. The bowling event is back. We're excited about it. It's going to be great. Come hang out with us at Eastside Bowl. The two of you have been to Eastside Bowl. I've never been. We're going tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's incredible.
really
it's a
cool
really
spot.
cool venue.
Just a very retro vibe, and they do a lot of cool things there.
Okay, very good. So July 16th.
That is correct. Zach has pinned the ticket link into the YouTube chat as well, so you can get your stuff there. And it's honestly, usually when you do these things, you're like, okay, they want us to buy a ticket, whatever. One, it's going to Home Street Home.
Yep.
That's the number one thing. We all love Steven and the work he does for the unhoused community in Nashville. That's a great thing. But the real deal, $40 gets you into bowl from 6 to 9. That takes me 6 to midnight right there. Just that. $40, that's usually 1 hour of bowling. You get 3 plus shoes. That's a hell of a deal. If you like bowling, you're not going to beat that. Plus, you get to bowl with all of your favorites from the zone. Maybe not Buck, but Rod Slay. Hopefully, Ramon Foster will be able to bring out there. But I'm excited. I'm going to be bowling. I'm going to wear my Bowling Burt shirt. And I'm done. I'm done with this. Everyone is very excited. If you guys can't tell, everyone is super tickled.
Don't get mad at me about this.
I'm mad at all of you. I'm mad at everyone. I'm about to call Cheyenne and tell her I'm mad at her too.
What'd Cheyenne do?
I don't know, but she needs a little piece of this.
Cheyenne's going to get out there and whoop all our asses.
Cheyenne's
a bowler.
She is really, really good at bowling.
So, yeah, July 16th. Come hang out with us at the bowling alley at Eastside Bowl to raise money for Home Street Home. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
All right. So, Titans full
For more
preseason
information,
schedule.
go to 1045thezone.com.
1045thezone.com. You can also scan the QR code if you're watching on the YouTube stream during commercial breaks.
The YouTube chat says Robert is so upset right now because of bowling.
It's not because it doesn't have a damn thing to do with bowling.
Also, it was his fault.
Titans preseason schedule has dropped. All you Titans fans moaning about not having a primetime game.
Oh, God.
Here you go. Thursday night, week 1 of the preseason.
No.
Titans in San Francisco to play the Niners on Thursday, August 13th. The second preseason matchup and the third will be at home. They will host the Seahawks, the defending champs, Sunday, August 23rd, and then wrap it up at home against the Bears Saturday, August 29th.
So they're going to do joint camp practices with all of these teams then, which means we're going to be in San Francisco for a week?
So that's not official, right? That's what Saleh said they would like to do.
He also said that they were going to have joint camp with the Carolina Panthers at owners' meetings, and Panthers aren't even on their preseason schedule. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think he basically said the intention is to have 3 joint practices.
It feels like San Fran is probably going to be the one they end up having joint practices with, though. And 3 feels like a lot. Are many teams, I don't know this off the top of my head, are many teams doing 3 joint training camp practices? Because at that point, you have to think they're not playing starters, even though he said it's their intention to play starters as of, the time that he said it. I think it was the first week of OTAs. He said, reserve the right to change positions on this. But, yeah, right now we're going to play.
They will play you can watch them locally on WKRN in week 1 of the preseason and in week 3. Week 2, that Sunday, August 23rd game against Seattle at Nissan Stadium will be nationally televised on Fox. And Robert Saleh said, not in his last media availability at OTAs, but the one before that, I think the first one of OTAs, they're going to play people. He said, we're going to play in the preseason. So I'm sure there will be exceptions, and to the extent is something that we will find out down the road, but it sounds like starters are going to be out there for these 3 games.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. If their plan is to have joint training camp practices with 3 teams, will they play guys in all 3 games? Because that's not typically the way that those things work, right?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Treat those things like games.
Yeah, and Saleh was cautious, right, with the rookie class, with the draft class, certainly at the beginning of rookie minicamp.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a bunch of mixed, and I'm not saying he has to stick to everything definitively. They have to be etched in stone from the moment he says them until the moment that these things happen. But I don't know. Don't you feel like we're getting a lot of all over the place messages on stuff?
Yeah, the rookies that were drafted did not appear on the field, and he cited, who was the player in San Francisco that he watched?
Number 2 overall pick, pass rusher from Florida. I can think of all the details about him except the player's name. What's his name? Dante Fowler?
Dante Fowler. It wasn't with San Francisco. It was with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
He watched Dante Fowler tear an ACL on, what he said was the second rep of rookie minicamp, basically. So, look, down for that. I totally get that. Those guys had been through a lot leading up to that point. I think that was his reasoning.
That's different than preseason.
Yeah. Those guys have been going through the pre-draft process. Their bodies aren't necessarily in football shape. You want to ease them in, especially those guys that you're obviously investing in terms of the draft class. But, yeah, I mean, to go from that to potentially 3 joint practices and playing guys in all 3 games. And again, we'll see exactly the extent of which the starters are out there for these games.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hold his feet to the fire on this kind of stuff, but it's just there have been a lot of different things said about a variety of different events that are happening, and he's a new coach, so I'm just trying to get a read on it.
All right, we had some extensions in the NFL over the last couple of days. Obviously, the trades stole the show on Monday and Tuesday, with Myles Garrett going to L.A., A.J. Brown going to New England. Yesterday afternoon, it was about the extensions. Falcons wide receiver Drake London has signed a 4-year, $141 million contract extension that includes $100 million guaranteed. He can earn up to $150 million if he reaches incentives in the deal, which will put him under contract with Atlanta through the 2030 season. So immediately people's minds jump to AAV. That is $35.25 million per year, which makes him the 3rd highest paid wide receiver behind Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jamar Chase.
It's a lot of money, and he's a really good player. And Ian Cunningham's coming in there as a new general manager, and I think he's been talking about this, just reading up on it this morning. Sounds like he's been talking about this being, the quote was top of mind since the combine. So smart for them to get it done, get it taken care of. What's the thing that's, well, I guess it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. You'd rather have a reliable option for the quarterback that's in place, whether it ends up being Michael Penix, whether it ends up being Tua Tagovailoa, or quarterback to be named in 2027. Drake London is somebody that's going to make your football team better. So, Bijan Robinson next for them. And Kyle Pitts is on a franchise tag. They could still move him at the deadline. But they have a considerable amount of decisions to make around that offense because they've paid their offensive line here in the last couple of years.
Drake London had a bit of a down year production-wise last year from his career year in 2024, but that's because he missed 5 games due to injury. So he played in 12, had 919 yards and 7 touchdowns. Still a hugely productive player when he's on the field, and he got his payday. So, yeah, you would think Bijan would be next for Atlanta specifically. Bijan. All right.
It's only Bijan when he's trying to sell you mustard.
The Steelers also inked an extension with an edge rusher. Now, raise your hand if this news was the first time you ever heard the name Nick Herbig. I'm going to be honest with you. I had never heard that name in my life until I saw that the Steelers gave him a 4-year, $100 million extension.
How much are you paying attention to Steelers linebackers, though, that aren't T.J. Watt?
Not that much, but typically I know who the player is when he's signing a $100 million deal. But Nick Herbig, the 24-year-old former 4th-rounder out of Wisconsin, who is heading into, he was class of 2023, so his 4th year with Pittsburgh. Rotational edge rusher for them, situational edge rusher, had 7.5 sacks last year, $42 million guaranteed money in that $100 million extension.
His brother is Nate Herbig, who was an offensive lineman for the Steelers before he got there. He was a later round draft pick for them, and he doesn't really have the stats that make you go, oh, wow, that guy's worth $100 million. But his pass rush win rate is exceptional. He is a designated pass rusher on 3rd downs for them, and now they have a ton of money tied up into that edge group with T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, and now Nick Herbig.
It was always, I think it's been the most expensive defense the last couple of years, and obviously this just contributes further. It is the thing that's their biggest advantage, so why not fortify that or keep that in place? I wonder, you think they regret letting Bud Dupree go a couple of years ago? Because Bud just kind of fell apart here and then ended up having a decent career after the fact for the Chargers. Went to Atlanta, I think, for a year with Arthur Smith. Because Schefter screwed this up yesterday, right? On the front end, he tweeted guard Nate Herbig, or is it Nick?
Nick is the pass rusher. Nate is the offensive lineman.
He tweeted guard Nick Herbig. So I guess he just got the brothers confused there. But yeah, I get your point though. That's just kind of what is this another one of those positions like quarterback where you just shrug your shoulders and say that's what it costs?
I guess so. Are we talking about who else falls in that category? A productive, rotational kind of second-tier edge rusher.
Arden. On
a team that has elite edge rushers.
He's better than Arden Key is, but
certainly. But in Arden
I'm just
Key
thinking of guys who have been here the last couple of years. Is Harold Landry that anymore? Harold got decent money in New England, but he's starting. He's starting for them. He's playing almost the same percentage of snaps that he was here, which is crazy. What else you got?
Madden cover news.
Okay.
Caleb Williams is going to grace the cover of Madden 27, the Bears quarterback. It is a solo cover. We've occasionally seen multiple players. We saw the one with Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady on the cover. There was a couple of years ago, John Madden was back on the cover in 23. But the big thing about this, because, it's not necessarily news. Caleb Williams is going to be on the cover of Madden 27. But I haven't heard anything about the Madden curse in quite some time. Is the Madden curse pretty much dead? Because in the last few years, Saquon Barkley was on the cover in 26, coming off his record-breaking season, that 2024 season. And he dropped off, but it's not like Saquon Barkley was poor. He still was a 1,000-yard rusher. I know the Eagles season didn't end the way they wanted to. But I wouldn't say that's a Madden curse type of thing. Christian McCaffrey was on the cover of Madden 25. If I'm not mistaken, Christian McCaffrey was pretty healthy, pretty productive in that 2025 season, right? I don't think he missed a ton of games. Let's see. He missed, he played in all 17 games in 2025. Before that, it was Josh Allen, Madden 24. Madden 23, they did put John Madden back on the cover. Madden 22 was Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. Madden 21, Lamar Jackson. Madden 20 was Pat Mahomes. So I don't know. I feel
Who's
like
the last one that got?
Let's see. AB was the cover of Madden 19.
Okay. They said we're just going to dump all the trauma of the Madden curse on Antonio Brown, and everybody else will be free of this curse.
Yeah, but
It's like the frog last night from Book of Mormon.
yeah, and that 2019, if you know, you know. That 2019 season for Antonio Brown was spent in New England, and he played in one game. So I guess that's the last time. Even though he did come back and have a Super Bowl winning campaign with the Bucs the year after, I guess that's the last time the Madden curse applies.
Okay, how about this, though? He's the first Bears player to be on the cover.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
That, to me, is more insane than, like, the Madden curse.
Actually, I don't know. Is it that crazy? I mean, Madden's been around since the late 90s, so...
I mean, the Bears are a 100-plus-year-old franchise, and, like, Urlacher is probably... I mean, it's probably Urlacher, Matt Forte, and Brandon Marshall.
Yeah. Matt Forte and Brandon Marshall were the guys that came to mind for me, who could potentially be on the cover, but then again, you're going against...
I don't know who was their cover athlete the years that Brandon Marshall and Matt Forte were at their best, because they were excellent players.
Yeah, I mean, maybe...
Peyton Hillis, I don't know.
Right, yeah. And Madden,
Peyton Hillis was a Madden athlete.
He was. He was on Madden when he was a Brown.
That's what I'm saying. If Dan Peyton, with all due respect to Peyton Hillis, like if Peyton Hillis can get on there, I feel like Matt Forte could be a Madden athlete.
My mistake. Madden 25 was released before the 2024 season, so Christian McCaffrey tore his Achilles in that season.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go.
Shout out to Brad Willis of the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame for making that correction.
Somebody who's actually smart.
Yes. So yes, the Madden curse did apply to Christian McCaffrey.
Okay,
but,
very good.
I don't know. Madden has done this thing where they'll put up a player after his rookie year. I mean, VY won Rookie of the Year here.
Yep.
And his numbers weren't spectacular. He didn't play in every game. A lot of it, was the rushing element. But maybe Mitch Trubisky, like after his rookie year with Chicago, could have been a candidate. I mean,
Thomas brings it up. It's Devin Hester. Devin Hester's probably the best case.
Devin Hester would have been
Can you put
an
a
awesome
returner on Madden, on the Madden cover, though? I mean, I'm for it. But how many special teams players? Because
what year would that have made the most sense?
What was his best year as a returner?
Let's see. He was in that 2007 Super Bowl where he housed the opening kickoff. So like that 05, 6, 7 range where it was, there you go. Ray Lewis, Donovan McNabb, Sean Alexander, Vince Young in that period were on the cover. So there you go. Madden cover news. And finally, just to wrap things up, this is not strictly NFL related, but if anybody still watches the ESPYs, they have announced their host for the 2026 edition. It is SNL's Marcelo Hernandez. Shane Gillis last year, Marcelo Hernandez in 2026.
I'm not familiar with
Who
him.
is that?
The Marcelo Hernandez, the Latino guy on SNL.
Well, that's helpful.
I mean, he's probably
he does the...
I don't recognize this person at all.
Really?
What's the...
He's easily the most famous cast member of SNL right now.
He had
I
the
don't
one skit
watch.
that did really well with Sabrina Carpenter.
Domingo?
Domingo,
Domingo
yes.
sketch?
But that was the dude from Narcos, right?
They did that on the 50th with Pedro Pascal, but the original Domingo sketch is with Marcelo Hernandez.
It's very disrespectful to Pedro Pascal when I just did there, the dude from Narcos.
Easily SNL's most high-profile cast member.
Colin Jost
right now,
isn't more recognizable than him?
No, he never broke through.
Yeah, I think Marcelo...
The Weekend Update people, I feel like, are way more famous than anybody, like any just random cast member.
We know how to do
Instagram
this.
followers.
Yep, there
Let's
is
go.
a way
I
to do this.
guarantee you Marcelo Hernandez has more Instagram followers.
Well, yeah, how old is
than
he?
Colin Jost.
He's
Young-
28.
he's definitely younger than Colin Jost. Colin Jost has been around, man. He was a writer long before he was...
Right, that's what I'm
on the
saying.
deck.
I'm saying he's the most recognizable person. I would say it's the person that's been on there the
and he
longest.
is married to Scarlett Johansson.
I was about to
so
say,
there is
the
that.
reason he is recognizable is because of who he is married to.
Marcelo Hernandez, 3.8 million followers.
Jost isn't touching that.
Not even close. Joe says 963,000.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect the dude. I don't watch SNL, so I have no idea who this human being is.
No. You said it. You said just the minority SNL candidate hosting isn't a big enough deal for Buck. He doesn't know who it is. We all heard it. You all heard him.
DEI.
I heard it.
By the way, SNL, I do think, is making a bit of a comeback. Like, they had a strong season.
Okay.
Every bit of SNL I've watched, I feel like in the last year or two has been some quality stuff.
But
Marcelo Hernandez.
I don't feel like SNL. I mean, I know that there are some years that are objectively just panned by critics with SNL. But I don't know. Isn't that the talking point every year they change cast? Like, oh, it'll never match the Dan Aykroyd cast or the Bill Murray cast or the Will Ferrell cast or, right?
For me, it's not even though. Like, for me, everybody has their own SNL cast. For me, it's the Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, Will Forte, Fred Armisen, Amy Poehler, like heavy hitter after heavy hitter after heavy hitter on that cast. Jason Sudeikis, Tina Fey, just an insane lineup. So it is a lofty bar that SNL is trying to reach every year. Marcelo Hernandez, I think, does a nice job. He's
Chad on my
funny
side.
Guy.
Chad doesn't know who Marcelo Hernandez is.
If they saw a picture of him, they would. I really like the additions of Cam Patterson and Jane Wickline, too. Like, two younger people who made their Cam Patterson, you don't know his name either, but he cut his teeth on Kill Tony. You would know this guy if you heard his voice or saw him. And Jane Wickline has been doing great skits on TikTok and Instagram for a long time.
Doesn't he wasn't he doing some stuff with The Daily Show? Too, or am I making that up?
I would have missed that. I haven't seen The Daily Show in a minute, but I did enjoy it when I was in high school.
No, The Daily Show was peak. Anyway, 615-737-1045, the number if you want to jump in. We will get into the SEC observations coming up next. If your energy's off, if things aren't working like they used to, you're not alone. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is here to help you, just like they've helped thousands of other guys get back to peak performance, powered by Men's Pro. What you'll like about them is that they've been doing this for years. They're not just the newest fly-by-night place or sketchy online pill. You're working with true medical providers. They run labs, build a plan around you, not some one-size-fits-all deal. They treat low performance, ED, weight loss, and even peptides like NAD+. Their treatments have worked for thousands of men, and most guys say they wish they would have come in sooner. Right now, your lab panel and consultation, just $99. So call them today at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090, or book easily online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
Okay, let's talk about federal legislation. Fun stuff. That's exactly the first thing your mind jumps to when you think SEC football these days. Spring meetings wrapped up last week in Destin. We had Trey Wallace on the show on Friday as he was driving back from Destin, and he was coming off a conversation with Ted Cruz, the one of the two senators that introduced this bipartisan bill, the Protect College Sports Act, last week, that does have some sort of framework that would be exempt from antitrust legislation to move college sports forward with some sort of guardrails that will apply to everybody. The SEC reserved its ultimate judgment last week because it dropped right in the middle of spring meetings, but the SEC and the Big Ten have come out and they have spoken their minds on the Protect College Sports Act, putting out a joint statement yesterday reading, quote, "The Big Ten Conference and the Southeastern Conference support a sustainable national framework for college sports, one with an effective transfer portal, clear eligibility standards, and protections and benefits for student athletes. While we appreciate the leadership of Senators Cruz and Cantwell in pursuing these shared goals, we do not support the Protect College Sports Act as drafted." It continues, the bill leaves critical issues unresolved. It does not meaningfully preempt the patchwork of state laws or provide the protections needed to make and enforce consistent rules, both essential to long-term stability in college athletics. It also shifts ongoing rulemaking to Congress, limiting the ability to adapt quickly as the landscape evolves. Rather than reducing litigation, the bill likely expands it without offering clear alternatives for dispute resolution. Finally, the bill alters the House settlement revenue sharing framework in a way that may result in fewer student athletes receiving direct revenue share payments. It concludes, we are committed to working with Senators Cruz and Cantwell and other members of Congress to improve this legislation so that it can provide lasting stability for college athletics. So, the Protect College Sports Act does not pass the test for the SEC and Big Ten.
Are you someone that wants federal oversight in college sports?
Yes, because I just want oversight in college sports. At this point, I don't care where it comes from. But
are you sure about that?
I do
I don't know that you should say something like that. You don't care where it comes from?
I don't care where it comes from. I just want oversight. I want something. I just want to know.
You have something. You have the NCAA.
Like I said, I just want something. I just want to know what this sport is going to look like. I want there to be some sort of, like, the guardrails right now are made out of like pool noodles. I want them to be made out of like iron. Like it'd be like if you're going on a hike and you're going up a cliffside and they have a handrail for you to hang on to and make sure you don't slip and fall over the cliff and into the water. And it's just made of just that, like styrofoam pool noodles.
No, but it's more complicated than that, Lucas. I mean, that's. Well, I get what you're saying, because you want what that connotes is what? Stability. But you have to build in not just guardrails, but the possibility for evolution on these things, right? You can't have
of course.
It be, well, that's different than what you're talking about.
Which is the SEC and the Big Ten's contention.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying whatever somebody puts forth, let's just roll with it so we have something.
That's literally what you just said.
No, I'm saying I don't care.
You said you don't care where it comes from.
No.
Unless I misunderstood.
You asked me, but do you really want it to come from federal legislation? I said, yes, I don't care where it comes from.
No, I said, do you want federal oversight in college sports?
I don't care where it comes from. Of course it has to make sense.
Okay.
Of course it has to be something that power conferences are aligned with and where there is some sort of majority. I don't even know.
I guess what my question is do you think that the federal government is capable of helping you accomplish what you... Okay, that's the better question then.
And I think the frustration here for a lot of fans is, okay, the SEC and the Big Ten are the ones that are loudest in saying we have to have direction, we have to have something uniform for the sport to follow, and then Congress puts this out there and the SEC and Big Ten says, oh, no, this isn't good enough. We do not support this bill. It's hard not to feel like it's increasingly likely with every phase that we're in right now that passes in this current era of college athletics. It's hard not to feel like we're headed somewhere down the road towards the SEC and Big Ten splitting off, being their own governing bodies, because we cannot keep playing this game where Greg Sankey, Tony Petitti, whoever, step up there and talk about things for the better of the sport overall, but they are literally people whose job it is to look out for the best interest of their conference, not the sport and how it helps everybody involved. We have to be removed from that place where the foremost figures leading the way in college athletics have their own self-interest first and foremost, which is their own conference, the coaches, athletic directors, and presidents in their own conference. And it feels like we are light years away from that. So
Well, because what you're talking about, I think, almost inevitably leads to these things breaking apart. Like you want to talk about fundamentally altering the structure of collegiate sports. And again, you can rephrase this if you think I'm mischaracterizing it, but the way that I hear what you're saying is that they have to get to a place where the SEC, where the Power Four conferences, where the moneymakers who have the biggest television network contracts, who have the biggest sway, can operate in their best interests, which to me almost inevitably means break off and do their own deals.
Yeah.
So that is a very different world of college sports that you're talking about, and I think it's probably for the best, like where we're heading.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying like that's not a refined thought. I'm just talking about like larger general picture or greater picture. Why wouldn't they just break off and do this themselves?
Which is a world I don't want, for what it's worth.
Well, you can't. You gotta like the beauty of compromise is nobody's going to end up being completely happy about the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this crazy thing where it's so interesting because for all of college football history, the SEC and the Big Ten have operated in their own ecosystems. If you grew up in SEC country, you just watch SEC games. If you grew up in Ohio, you just watched Big Ten games. But as college football has become more and more of a sort of nationally unifying sport rather than a tribal, hyper-localized thing, we've allowed college football to become this widespread national sport where eventually everybody's playing for the same thing. It took until 98 for us to have a national championship game, but we let everything else kind of fester and fall by the wayside in terms of the right way to actually building towards that. And now here we are where we're trying to have both. We're trying to have uniformity across college sports, but also the SEC and Big Ten saying, well, hang on, we hold the cards here. We have the weight. We're going to throw it around if it means protecting our own self-interest. But I also don't want a world where we basically have an AFC and NFC in college football. College sports fans don't want a world where college football emulates the NFL. There is a reason why college football fans like college football more than they like the NFL. So it feels like we're at a crossroads where we have no idea what the correct way is to turn. And there's no end in sight.
The solution is there is no solution.
Correct.
We are all just stuck in this hell moving forward. 615-737-1045, the number. Call us. Give us the dumbest thing in sports this week and win
a pair of tickets to see Thomas Rhett and Neil Horan.
Niall.
Close enough.
Who? I don't know.
Yeah.
Neil? I'm not sure.
It's not Neil.
Yeah. Niall.
Thomas Rhett. If you want Thomas Rhett tickets, call us and give us the dumbest thing in sports this week. 615-737-1045. Next.
11:04, good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Tuesday, coming back from down 2-0 to win a 5-4 thriller over the Hurricanes. Game 2 happens tomorrow night in Raleigh. The Predators made it official yesterday, hiring Chris McFarland as the GM and president of hockey operations. McFarland has been the general manager of the Avalanche since 2022. He has been part of the Colorado front office since 2015. The Preds are conducting a press conference introducing Chris McFarland right now. In NFL news, 2 big extensions happened on Tuesday. Falcons wide receiver Drake London signed a 4-year deal worth $141 million with $100 million in guaranteed money, and the Steelers awarded edge rusher Nick Herbig a 4-year extension worth $100 million, $42 million guaranteed. Herbig coming off a career-high 7.5 sacks last season. The NBA Finals get underway tonight in San Antonio. The Spurs hosting the Knicks, Game 1, tipping off at 7:30. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
For the opportunity to win some tickets. Tickets to what?
Niall. It's Niall Horan. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, Niall. And Thomas Rhett. He's probably the big draw.
615-737-1045. The number, if you want tickets to the upcoming Thomas Rhett show, tell us the dumbest thing in sports this week. Dumbest thing in sports this week is the Nashville Stars. We haven't heard from the Nashville Stars in a while. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, the Nashville Stars are a group of people that has formed a coalition trying to bring MLB to Nashville. A noble undertaking. I think we would all be fine, right? I mean, this is not a show overwhelmingly interested in baseball. But if it's good for the city and it ends up working out and you put it in a fun place and it can be a fun time, I'm for it. But they haven't done any of these things. And the Nashville Stars have been doing this for several years, understanding that they don't have a billionaire yet to swoop in and give them an actual team and buy the land and do all these things that would be necessary to have a baseball team. And yet, 19 hours ago on their Instagram page, it says, Music City, we've got something for you. New Jersey's out now. The baseball team doesn't exist. But they have New Jerseys? Is it just New Jerseys to put the celebrities in to say that they're all in for Major League Baseball in Music City? They've done this with, Eddie George. They've done this with a number of different country singers and stuff like that. Like, it's cool or whatever, but, like, there's no team. But they have New Jerseys.
Yeah, but I think you could say that some of the fake jerseys of all time have been some of the best sellers. Bobby Boucher, Toon Squad,
but there's
Monstars.
So and I know that the Nashville Stars were at one point a Negro League team, so I'm not saying that it's like something that has never existed ever in the history of history. But there's no team. And they're still trying to make money off jerseys. I just feel like that's a bit of a Ponzi scheme. Until there's a team, I feel like I wouldn't want to buy, like, there's not a movie, right? You're talking about movies with Waterboy and Space Jam and all these other things. Like, you buy a Toon Stars or Toon Squad jersey and feel like, oh, yeah, this is from the Looney Tunes.
Like the stadium mock-up is on the front.
Yeah, come on. Like, there's not a team. You want my money for these things that are new for the team that doesn't exist? And again, I want you to get this team, okay? I feel like, because I've gotten some feedback over the years, because we've made fun of this before. And I'm not trying to be totally dismissive of what their ultimate goal is. But I do think it's a little ridiculous when I see things on my Instagram feed about new jerseys for a baseball team that doesn't exist yet. No, you can't have my money.
What if that's how they're going to fund the team to
Okay,
bring
but it's
them
not.
here?
It's not.
If like every jersey you buy
That's
brings
the
the team
equivalent
one
of them
step closer.
propping up a lemonade stand on Demumbrian and trying to build a stadium where the Titans own the land.
They're like, your $190 will go straight towards the effort to bringing MLB to Nashville.
Like, come on.
And then
okay?
the nameplate's going to be upside down or something.
It's gonna be Fanatics crap, right? Like it's AI slop, Fanatics slop. I'm sorry. I really want you to do this thing, okay? Because I'm sure there are people who are working very hard to try and get a baseball team to this city. They just don't have billions of dollars to make this thing happen. So instead, they're going to prop a lemonade stand up and sell jerseys.
Russell on the F&M Bank chat says, I'd argue it's to generate interest. If you could show said billionaire that you sold a couple thousand fake jerseys of a potential team, then you could garner investor interest.
Okay, but I don't think it's going to be a meaningful difference.
What size are you?
Are you buying a fake jersey?
I'm going to order one off DHgate. I'm not supporting this, but I'm going to order a fake one from overseas.
Like, I'm sure it's cool. I haven't seen the full thing yet. I'm sure it's great. The renderings look cool. They didn't own the land.
Yeah, but there's no
They had
drywall
the damn
yet.
pedestrian bridge. I'll never get over that. They had the pedestrian bridge dumping directly into a stadium.
That was hilarious.
On land they didn't own.
Yeah, that will never not be funny. Yeah. Let me show you a rendering of my future house, hopefully. Yeah, that's great. It's good stuff. My dumbest thing in sports this week is the college football calendar because the college football playoff broadcast schedule dropped this week. The first round, the on-campus games, will officially begin December 18th. The national championship game happens at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, January 25th. And it goes even further back than that because there are a couple of weeks between the college football playoff beginning and conference championship weekend. The amount of days between conference championship Saturday and the national championship game, 52. 52 days. For reference, the amount of days between day one of the regular season and the final day of the regular season, 91 days. So the postseason in college football in total is about 2/3 of the entire regular season. It's insanity.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're talking about a Stanley Cup postseason or an NBA postseason where you're playing multiple rounds of best of 7. It's not that many games we're talking about that we need to fit in to a 52-day window. It's insanity. Absolute insanity that we're going to spend nearly 2 months between the end of the regular season before there is a national championship game.
For reference, 52 days is slightly below the gestation period of the common house cat or dog. Your dog could be pregnant as conference championships are ending, and they could give birth to their litter before the national championship happens.
There you go. I mean, it's just
for
absurd.
reference.
It's just absurd. The
That's a
place
good
we're in.
reference. It's a rare good reference by you. What's yours?
Okay, I have no problem with athletes getting what they want. In fact, it makes me happy. I like seeing people that worked really hard for a goal achieve that and be compensated monetarily, through fame, through fortune, what have you. But sometimes it feels a little performative. A.J. Brown, he was traded earlier this week, and he was reunited with a coach that he was really fond of. And also, he would lead you to believe that it was fond of the team that he's going to. In fact, he wanted everyone to believe that this was the team he was the fan of as a child. He went so far as to post pictures of him as a kid wearing a Tom Brady jersey. Except for not really.
If you thought A.J. Brown of the Patriots would be drama-free, think again. Because shortly after the trade became official, the lifelong Patriot fan posted photos of himself as a kid wearing a Tom Brady jersey. The catch? The image appears to be AI generated. So how did people figure this out? Well, in the first photo, the Patriots logo on the arm seems to be pretty distorted, which is a common sign of AI. And then the second photo features a Nike jersey. The only issue is that Nike wasn't the apparel partner back then. It was Reebok. To be fair, it's well documented that Brown has been a Patriots fan his entire life, so it was probably just a harmless way to celebrate coming home, but still kind of bizarre. But what do you guys think? Just a fun post or a weird attempt to rewrite history?
fake AI baby pictures.
That is troubling. You can't trust anyone anymore. Oh, okay. So, hey, look at me in these baby pictures. I was always a Patriots fan. I'm A.J. Brown. Shut up. Shut up. You locker room dividing, whiny, target share hogging wide receiver. Oh, this is all about me. You're going to the ultimate this is a team coach, and you're already making it all about you. I can't wait for him to fall flat on his face. I hate this. He's a liar. A.J. Brown is my dumbest thing in sports.
Oh, man, passionate about it. Yeah, I did.
It's weird.
Yeah, did that ever come up when he was here?
Yeah.
Did he say he was a Patriots fan as a kid?
Oh, he's a Tom Brady fan.
Yeah.
Because I remember his rookie year. I think we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Titans and Pats, Brady and Belichick's last year, or no, just Brady's last year in New England. So that would have been 19 because they beat Tom Brady in his last game as a Patriot. They did the joint training camp practices here, and AJ was giving many, many quotes about being a Patriots fan growing up, a Tom Brady fan.
Okay. All right. That is something.
Who was he doing the interview with?
Maria Taylor.
So they're in his man cave or somewhere, and she goes, "Where did this Patriots rug come from? You just got traded. How did this get here? It's a big rug. Where'd you get Amazon? Yeah. Come on, dude.
Okay, but
he said he ordered it a couple years ago while he was playing for the Eagles, and that to me struck me like, okay, if you grew up a Patriots fan, and I don't remember him referencing that during his time here, but if he did, then who am I to say he didn't grow up loving Tom Brady and those teams?
I remember it viscerally.
Yeah, but that to me was odd. I don't know. An Eagles player in the middle of his NFL career ordering a giant Patriots rug for his man cave. Like, I don't know that happens.
I just spent all week talking about this. He's going to do stuff. He's going to do stuff like this. Like, this is AJ.
Yeah, it just felt slightly performative. Like, hold on. So while you were catching passes for the Eagles, you were like rooting for the Patriots? And I don't know. Drake May grew up a Panther fan.
Yeah.
But I don't think Drake May, after the Pats play a Thursday night football game, is like sitting down on his couch Sunday and like in his Panthers gear.
No, the thing that most of them do is say, "No, I'm a Eagles fan now.
Yeah.
My whole family's Eagles fans. Forget what you know.
That was odd.
You're Browns fans, but I got drafted by the Steelers. Get over it. We're Steelers fans now." No, AJ is going to do things to needle you. All right, to needle you, to test your patience, to make you think, "What the hell are you thinking?" Like, this is who he is. This is who he's always been. It's just now he's a Super Bowl champion, and now he's kind of earned the right to behave the way that AJ kind of wants to behave.
Who was the Titans player whose family came to watch him and they were wearing another team's jersey? Do you guys remember that?
What?
No.
Someone's mom or family was in attendance at a game, but they were wearing like a Cowboys jersey. This doesn't strike the match for any of y'all. I remember this, but I don't remember who the player was.
Nah, I have no
idea.
idea.
It was weird in that moment too. It was like, oh, this is their first game. Maybe it was
surely not a player of consequence.
Maybe it was Cam Ward. Like, hold on, let me do some.
There are always Miami jerseys. There's always at least like one or two Miami jerseys at Titans games.
This was another NFL jersey. This is someone out there. If I had to guess, Austin is going to text me momentarily and say this.
615-737-1045. What's the dumbest thing in sports this week? Let's go with Colin and Brentwood.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, guys. My dumbest thing in sports comes from the French Open. I think it was like a few days ago. There's this Paraguayan player who ends up losing a grueling 5-set match to a young Frenchman. He blows like a 5-2 lead or something like that in the 5th set. Just devastating. And then after the match comes out and tells us, like a Spanish magazine, that his match needed to be umpired by a man.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult for the woman umpire that was umpiring it for them to handle a 5-set match, which is absolutely insane. And then to boot, they end up fining him over half of what he earned from that tournament. I think he made like the 3rd round.
Yeah, it's a great submission, Colin. I've got it pulled up now. So forgive me if I mispronounce the player's name. It's Adolfo Daniel Vallejo. fined $65,000 at the French Open after he said his second-round match should not have been umpired by a woman.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a good submission.
That's a pretty good submission. Dumbass. Brian is in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? For me, dumbest thing in sports this week happened yesterday evening. The Lions hired former Miami Dolphins general manager Chris Greer as an executive personnel executive. I'd like to know what in the world they watched over the past, 10, 15 years. Chris Greer just totally drove that organization into the ground. What part did they say, yeah, that's definitely something we want to be a part of. Let's bring them on.
Thanks for the call. Chris Greer was there for a long time, an incredibly long time, and they did not win anything of consequence under his time there. And I think there's a lot of people who would look at him. I wonder if Dolphins fans, now he had a much longer tenure, but I wonder if Dolphins fans and Chris Greer are like John Robinson and Titans fans, where there were moments where there was a thing that was successfully built to compete in some form or fashion, but it had a ceiling, and then it didn't even get remotely close after that. Although Chris Greer made a single bigger or better acquisition for the Dolphins than John Robinson. No, I don't know. Because Tyreek Hill was borderline an MVP candidate.
He was insane.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so maybe you do that deal 100 times out of 100, but maybe anybody does that deal. But there were some Chris Greer moves that it felt like they were close. They just never really got there.
Yeah. Speaking of general managers, the Preds are conducting their presser as we speak with Chris McFarland, the newly hired GM and president of hockey ops. And the Vikings are currently conducting their press conference to announce Nolan Teasley, who I don't think we mentioned or have gotten to. He has been hired as Quoso Adolfo-Mensa's replacement in Minnesota. Looking at his resume, it's like the Mike Borgonzi of the Seahawks. He worked his way all the way up from a scout to assistant GM, decade plus in Seattle, and now he gets his shot as a GM in Minnesota.
All right, one more for who we got. We got Tim in Murfreesboro.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
All right. I'm going back to Saturday night, the Western Conference Finals. OKC's Chet Holmgren only taking 2 shots in a Game 7 loss. That is my dumbest thing in sports right there.
It's a really good submission. I mean, that's going to live with you if you're Chet.
Yeah.
You're the second best player on that team. I know Jalen Williams didn't play in that game, and Jalen Williams has missed time for a little while now dealing with a hammy injury. But Chet Holmgren has to have a bigger presence. I think, did you guys see that dunk Wembanyama got on him early on in the game? I mean, just absolutely put him on a poster.
Statement. I mean, the Spurs.
Do you think Chet Holmgren's ever been dunked on like that?
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
There's not many players that could have the capability of dunking on him like that.
But I'm serious. I looked at the way that he played in that game, and I'm like, I think he rattled him.
Yeah.
If you've never had that happen to you, and also all of a sudden this 7'4" alien is flying and just putting you on a poster, you're probably a little shaken up.
I think Colin should win the tickets.
Colin, yes,
player.
the French Open. I was watching a little tennis actually this morning. Yes, Colin's submission is the single dumbest thing in sports this week. We appreciate all of y'all's participation. Make sure you call us every Wednesday at 11 o'clock for the opportunity to win great prizes like those Thomas Rhett tickets. We've got the top 100 newcomers in college football and the various places that they've landed. We'll talk about that coming up next. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. Best hot chicken in the world. Open, by the way, now at all of their Middle Tennessee locations. When is this East Nashville Hattie B's opening?
I drive by it every day. I'm going to be spending a lot of time there.
I feel like you're just going to live there. They're going to be like, who is this person squatting in our facility? It's going to be Lucas.
Looks great. I love the little
hoarding shut the cluck up tenders in the back.
There's like a little bar/event space kind of in the back, and then in between there's like a patio area with the string lights. Love a good patio with string lights, man. It's the little things.
Yes, indeed. Hattie B's. HattieB.com for more information. Download the Hattie B's app today. So we have a number of different people every year, obviously, that change homes in the world of college sports and specifically in the world of college football. And so ESPN put together this list of the ranking, the top 100 newcomers, as they've described them in college football for the upcoming season. So when you think of a newcomer, what immediately comes to your mind? Like somebody just changing programs, an incoming freshman, because this encompasses all of those.
No, it's the transfers. I mean, a lot of the biggest names in college football will be playing on a new team in 2026. A lot of guys that will be near the top of the NFL draft and guys that are topping this list in the SEC, in the Big Ten. It's the transfers. That's the story of the sport every offseason at this point.
So you've looked at this list?
Yes.
How far did you have to scroll down before you found the first Tennessee player?
First Vol player, by the way, first Vandy player is Jared Curtis at 14. The first Vol is not until 20 with Xavier Gilliam, the defensive tackle transfer from Penn State. Who wrote this article? Billy Tucker of ESPN. So interesting for him to put Gilliam first because he does have Chaz Coleman on this list. And he has Chaz Coleman at 27. And he writes the value, just a bunch of football stuff. As a true freshman, he cracked a talented Penn State defensive rotation by playing with burst and an explosion off the edge as he continues to develop physically and finish his plays more consistently. Coleman has the tools to become a disruptive force for the Vols. However, the transition to Knoxville has not been smooth, so expectations should be tempered, which I guess is why he has Coleman a little bit lower. But again, as we heard yesterday from Austin Price, and it seems like things are trending towards Chaz Coleman not being a part of things in Knoxville. Doesn't feel like we're there officially yet, but it's hard to imagine a way back for Chaz Coleman at this point.
So of the names and we'll just give you the top 10 as far as incoming freshmen and top transfer players. The number one player in this ranking is the senior quarterback, formerly of TCU, now at Indiana, Josh Hoover. Cam Coleman goes from Auburn to Texas, the stud wide receiver. You've got Sam Levitt in here, joining the LSU Tigers at number 3. Darian Mensah to Miami at number 4. Jordan Seaton, the offensive tackle, who, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember his recruitment being a big deal here, was between Tennessee and Colorado. Yes. He ended up at Colorado, then he transferred, right?
Yeah, he went to Colorado over Tennessee. Yep, 5-star tackle coming out.
Rocco Becht, the quarterback, now at Penn State. Princewell, not Prince Lee,
Princewell,
but his brother,
Uman
the edge, who is now going to LSU, Drew Mestemaker.
Yep, from North Texas, now at Oklahoma State, quarterback.
Damon Wilson, edge from now going to Miami. Coy Parrish, safety from Oregon. Rounds out the top 10. 11, for what it's worth, is Nick Marsh, the former Michigan State wide receiver that's now also playing at Indiana.
Yeah, Josh Hoover is a good submission for the number one spot, following in the footsteps of Fernando Mendoza. If he can, carry that over to 2026. Mendoza obviously elevated what Curtis Rourke did for Indiana in that first year of the Curt Cignetti era. And then Mendoza had the best season you can possibly have as a starting quarterback. Yeah. He won the national title, he won the Heisman, and he went for the number one overall pick, a triple crown, so to speak. So Josh Hoover absolutely is the most intriguing newcomer as this Indiana experiment continues on. And at some point is no longer an experiment and just an established power of college football.
Well, that's really where I want to take this conversation, because I'm curious to see if they can be better than they just were, Indiana, which would be tough to do because they went into undefeated. They won the national championship. And they did so, I wouldn't say quite decisively, because that Miami game was very much in doubt until Carson Beck threw the pick. Maybe not in doubt, but it wasn't a sure thing. It wasn't the Oregon game in the Peach Bowl. Indiana as a college football playoff entity, I don't want to approach college football anymore the way that we used to with Alabama or even Georgia here most recently, where you're looking at one program as kind of ruling the roost until otherwise. I don't view Indiana that way, although I feel like there are plenty of reasons where I could. I just feel like it's wide open every year, and that Ohio State is going to reload in meaningful ways, and that Georgia and Miami clearly are going to reload in meaningful ways, and that it shouldn't be an open and shut case the way that you could have thought of it in college football for a period of some 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm fascinated to see what Indiana looks like this season. I'm fascinated to see Cam Coleman on this Texas offense, man. He comes in at number 2 on this list. I am glad to see Cam Coleman playing with a more defined and a higher level quarterback situation after a couple years at Auburn where there was never any real consistency. And this dude, if not for Jeremiah Smith, would be easily the most talented wide receiver in the country in 2026. Cam Coleman is simply electric. Like, this guy will make some eye-popping plays for Texas this year. And playing opposite Ryan Wingo, Cam Coleman is the guy that can send the Arch Manning Texas hype machine to the moon if he hits the ground running this season. So the 1-2 here is spot on. Hoover 1, Coleman 2. He does have Faison Brandon in here. Like I mentioned, Jared Curtis comes in at 14. Faison Brandon comes in as the 22nd most interesting newcomer. And he does mention the quarterback battle. He writes, while it's an ongoing battle and McIntyre has a smattering of mop-up duty experience, Brandon's elite traits should put him in contention to play right away as a true freshman. But listen to what he says here in the value section about Brandon. Despite his age, Brandon uses a solid, balanced base to play under control. He has the arm strength to make any throw, the accuracy to layer in balls where needed, plenty of arm talent, also athletic. He'll have to grow up fast. Then he goes on to say, Brandon has very good tools to make an impact if his name is called. Brandon is more advanced than Hendon Hooker at the same stage and more advanced as a passer than Joe Milton. He's a highly recruited prospect, but that is a lot to say about a guy that has never stepped foot on a college football field.
Are you tempering your own expectations? Or are you trying to say this guy may be getting ahead of himself?
I guess I'm trying to figure out what he means when he says Brandon is more advanced than Hendon Hooker at the same stage. Is he saying Brandon is more advanced than Hendon Hooker when Hooker was coming out of high school? Because that's certainly the case. Is he more advanced as a passer than Joe Milton was when he was starting at Tennessee? That is something we simply do not know, that we cannot say. I mean, Joe Milton, for all of his faults, is in the NFL, right? He's competing to be Dak Prescott's backup this year. They traded for him.
Again, I mean, this is year 3 for Milton?
Yeah, so that to me feels like you're, powder's a little bit wet there.
Not yet.
Yeah, I know we got Wet Powder Wednesday
Wet
coming
Powder
up.
Wednesday later in the show. We're doing Wet Powder Wednesday for the first time in I can't tell you how long.
Yeah.
Excited for it. There's a lot for your powder to be wet for. Sopping powder, some would say. A paste. That's how my powder's looking.
My powder is paste.
I don't want the paste. I don't like the paste. The ESPN Football Power Index rankings are out. We are going to get to that here in just a little while. But as far as the rest of this list goes, I don't know how many players you could say truly impact the landscape of the upcoming college football season one way or the other more than Sam Leavitt. Sam Leavitt feels like maybe one of the most interesting players in college football this year. Transfer quarterback, joins Lane Kiffin's first LSU roster. It's the number 1 ranked transfer portal class. They what's the movie where the guy's constantly muttering? Jurassic Park, where he's talking about spared no expense. We spared no expense. Spared no expense. That's the LSU. That's the theme of the LSU roster this year. So Jordan Seaton also there, as we mentioned, who's also in the top 10 of the top 100 newcomers in 2026. Leavitt, accounted for 29 total touchdowns during Arizona State's Big 12 title run. So that's back in 2024. And their college football playoff run. 2,885 yards, 443 rushing yards. He's as good of a dual threat quarterback as Lane may have ever had. And Trinidad Chambliss, pretty good player. But Lane Kiffin is going to have a very, very effective player at the quarterback position if he's healthy.
Yeah.
That's been kind of a theme of the spring. Because if Sam Levitt can't go, or if Sam Levitt is sporadically available, and maybe this is one of those things that I'm pre-mad or pre-concerned about in the world of sports, but if there's any level of question around this guy after the investment that you just put into him, I don't know how LSU fans are going to react to that.
Yeah, he's working back from a foot injury. He wasn't really able to participate in spring practice. And there's going to be a different sort of spotlight on Sam Levitt to carry the program in that Lane Kiffin offense. We all remember the Arizona State run, how electric that was. Cam Scadaboo obviously was kind of the centerpiece of that. But Sam Levitt was excellent in that season. He didn't turn the ball over. Huge impact with his legs. And honestly, he was on pace before he went down in October last season to smash those rushing numbers. He had 306 rush yards through, I believe, the first 7 games of 2025. Hugely talented player. We just have yet to see Lane Kiffin get this sort of talent, especially a dual threat talent, in the building and not do something with it. So it's an easy bet to say that Sam Levitt is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the country, certainly one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC this year. Like, it's not exactly going out on a limb to project that Lane Kiffin, the guy who brought in Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State and helped turn him into, at times a Heisman contender last year, a national championship contender. Lane's going to be able to, he's going to have something fun for Sam Levitt this year and LSU.
I'll tell you where the Titans rank in ESPN's Football Power Index coming up next.
Which country would you guys say has the fastest internet speed in the world?
Who is our current internet sponsor?
Do we have one as a show? I don't think we do.
I was going to tag him and be a shill if we had one.
I mean, if Xfinity wants to pay me money, I'll say nice things about them. I'm just gonna,
I will reserve that judgment until that time.
It's one of those things where if you don't have something nice to say.
It's not a company. It's a country. Which country?
I'm going to say Japan.
Robert?
Ooh, Japan is a good guess, but I will go Canada.
No.
It is South Korea.
Okay.
According to, I'm reading my friend Ben Wright's World Cup group previews on 615soccer.com. And for each country, he has just a trivia, a fun fact. And his fun fact for South Korea.
Oh, so you don't want to do ESPN's football FPI here.
Is that South Korea has the fastest average internet speed of any country on Earth and has held that distinction for most of the last 2 decades.
Okay.
Dang, who do they have?
South Korea?
Yeah, what is South Korea's internet provider? Is that just because like a smaller population requires less broad or bandwidth, or
I don't know.
Theoretically.
They do things very efficiently there as well. I think Japan was a good guess. Japan's probably not far behind.
I have to imagine Japan, for all the same reasons, is up there.
My dad loves South Korea. He was stationed there in the Air Force when he tells me frequently that if he was there another 3 months, I would have been a South Korean child and not a redheaded baby like I am.
We should go
Not
to Seoul.
am.
Let's take
It's been a while since you've been a baby.
let's take a
baby.
show trip to Seoul.
Don't go to wait. What country did they go to on their Mormon mission in the play last night?
Oh, Uganda. Uganda.
Yeah, don't go to Uganda if
Where
you're a
is
baby.
that? Oh,
Not, or a frog.
Yeah, how many little nuggets are you going to drop?
Frogs and babies, be careful in Uganda. Yes, be careful. Or wear protection.
Here's another one from 615 Soccer. Which country do you think drinks the most beer per capita?
Oh, Germany.
Well, that would be the layup answer, but I'm going to go off the board.
Ooh.
Australia.
I'm going to stick with Germany.
Robert's closer. It's Czech Republic. It's Czechia. The Czechs drink more beer per capita than any other country in the world and have held the title for over 30 consecutive years. They're keeping track.
I would have never said that. I love their mix, though.
Pilsner style. God. Pilsner style beer was invented
Czechs.
in the
Not Czech
in the Czech
apostrophe
Republic.
S.
That's what he said.
No.
It's not theirs.
No,
I
not
always
with an
assumed
X.
Czech's mix
Not
was
with
from...
an X like the shapes in the mix.
Oh, okay. That's my fault. Sorry.
Apostrophe S.
Not a world traveler like you guys. Sorry.
Also, did you know that Mexico City is sinking
Yeah.
Into what?
20 inches per year in some neighborhoods? That's a lot.
Hey, look up New Orleans. I'm sure they're not. They're fighting that battle every day.
Well, Mexico City, according to this by Ben Wright, was built on a drained lake bed, and the Metropolitan Cathedral has visibly tilted over the years as a result. They have their own little
Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah.
What's the Spanish word for pizza?
Pizza.
Is it? Is it like no?
It's pizza. It's pretty,
I don't think you're right. I think you're... Oh, it is. La Pizza.
What is the only country on the planet with 3 capital cities?
Ooh, I should know. Is it? Do I just need to know the country?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be Canada.
Hint, we were watching a highlight this morning of this country.
No, I wasn't here yet.
South Africa.
2010. South Africa.
What is
capitals?
Johannesburg?
South Africa. Johannesburg isn't a capital city.
Wow.
It's Cape Town, Pretoria, which is their executive capital. They have an executive, a legislative, and a judicial capital.
This feels like very much an apartheid thing.
I was about to ask.
We had a white
yeah,
capital and a
the
black capital.
branches.
This is probably.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know that. I'm speculating, but this feels very apartheid-y.
All right, one more, and then we could do your PIF thing.
No, I don't care.
The PIF, isn't that?
We've got to get to
Oh, I
this.
thought you were doing that on. I thought you were doing that on purpose.
At some point today, we have to get into this. The answers the Titans are seeking around. I don't even want to tease it.
Oh, the unthinkable.
Yeah, we're going to get to this eventually.
We've had people text us about about what this is, the consequences of it,
I'm
the
kinda-
impact, the sheer scale.
I'm kind of nervous about talking about it, if I'm being completely honest. I just want to live in the World Cup facts right now, though.
Okay, later, 12:45.
Which country has more lakes than the rest of the planet combined?
Not the United States.
I would have said the U.S.
Close.
Canada?
It's Canada.
Yeah.
Canada has roughly 2 million lakes, which holds about 20% of the world's fresh water.
That's crazy. 20%?
That's crazy.
No wonder Donnie wants it.
You remember when Jesse Ventura was selling America's fresh water to China and everyone was making a big deal about it?
No.
Jesse Ventura, former governor of, was it Michigan?
No, California, right? No, that was Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura, well, also a former pro wrestler.
I was going to say, that sounds familiar.
Him, Glenn Jacobs, is a fine line of.
Glenn Jacobs, mayor of Knoxville?
Oh yeah, he's a
Knox
mayor.
County.
But he's working his way up, buddy. You wait. You
To
wait.
where?
Wherever Glenn Jacob wants to go. I'm not arguing with Kane. He's willing and able.
I mean, the Tommy Tuberville thing was one thing, and I don't know anything about Glenn Jacobs, obviously. But whatever.
He killed his brother in a house fire.
I wish I had.
What?
The Undertaker. You got to get it.
Yeah, come on.
What do you mean, come on? What do you mean, come on, like you know anything about wrestling?
I wish I had saved this for the air and made y'all guess the country with enough nuclear fallout shelter capacity for over 100% of its population.
Sweden.
Switzerland.
I wasn't paying attention.
We don't listen.
Which would not have been anyone's guess, by the way. Of all countries, Switzerland's the one most prepared for nuclear fallout?
Yeah, they have everybody's money.
Well, and also the most neutral.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, that's where
But nobody's bombing Switzerland.
You're the ones who bomb us, yeah.
Well, no, because they have the money.
They're just afraid to get caught in the crossfire, I guess.
Yeah, they don't want to be in the middle of some, nuclear fallout situation. We're going to head to the bunker. We got the cash, baby.
It has been legally required for new residential buildings in Switzerland since 1963.
Minnesota, Jesse Ventura.
There you go.
Oh, okay. To have nuclear fallout shelter capacity, they have that capacity for 114% of the population. That's crazy. So if you're in Switzerland
Yeah, people
and nuclear
plus-
war happens, you're good.
People
You've
plus
got a place
gold.
to stay.
They're taking gold.
Beautiful country.
Have you been?
Is that it? Do you have any more?
Yeah, it's gorgeous over there.
One more.
Yeah, we have time for one or two, maybe three more. I'm really enjoying
Okay,
this.
he's only done the group previews for the first two groups.
Who was doing this again?
Ben Wright of 615 Soccer,
okay.
doing comprehensive previews of every World Cup group.
What's 615? Is that new?
He created it a little over a year ago. It used to be Speedway Soccer.
Okay.
Was Ben's outlet covering local soccer. Now it's 615 Soccer, does a lot of national, international stuff, and a lot of Nashville SC specific stuff. Ben does great work.
That's good. I'm glad he's on the right side now. He has been wrong.
Ben's never been wrong.
Now he's been right. Oh, dude, when he got married to Mrs. Wright. You got married to Mr. Wright?
That's
like
pretty good.
that I bet their wedding was very punny.
Is he married?
They probably had a bunch of stuff. I
You
don't
know that?
He's a good-looking guy. He
Yes,
should be.
Yes, Ben is married with children very happily.
I did not know that.
Last one, Qatar is home to roughly 850,000 SUVs, which is more than there are Qatari citizens. I guess you got to have an SUV to drive around over there.
Yeah, a Humvee.
There's about 350,000 Qatari citizens. Like
Like a considerable amount. What? Oh, my
Well, they have to
goodness.
have a weekend car and a daily. This is my SUV
You,
that I
you
drive.
joke, but that's
No, for real. They have a car for every day, probably.
every day of the week.
This
Have
is
your
my
going to
Monday
work car. You have your fun car.
Hop in the Wednesday van, kids.
The van. Got them rolling around in a Toyota Sienna over there, do you?
Hop in my Durango, please. Everybody, hop in.
For some reason, that makes me think of Rat Race. You guys remember the movie Rat Race?
oh,
Great
man.
movie. Good movie, yeah.
That is a good movie.
Banger. 615-737-1045. The number if you want to jump in. We'll get to the final hour coming up next.
It is 12:01. Good afternoon from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. Preseason schedules have been finalized for the Tennessee Titans in 2026. They will open up the NFL preseason with a Thursday night matchup August 13th at the San Francisco 49ers at 8 p.m., followed up by two home games, Sunday, August 23rd against the Seahawks at 7, and Saturday, August 29th against the Bears at 5. The Nashville Predators have made it official, introducing Chris McFarland as general manager and president of hockey operations in a press conference that just wrapped up. McFarland has been the GM of the Avalanche since 2022. He has been part of the Colorado front office since 2015. Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Tuesday, coming back from down 2-0, winning 5-4 over the Hurricanes. Game 2 is tomorrow in Raleigh. The NBA Finals get underway tonight in San Antonio. The Spurs hosting the Knicks for Game 1, tip-off at 7:30. In NFL news, two big extensions happened Tuesday. The Falcons signed wide receiver Drake London to a 4-year extension worth $141 million with $100 million in guaranteed money. And the Steelers awarded edge rusher Nick Herbig a 4-year extension worth $100 million, $42 million in guaranteed money. Herbig coming off a career-high 7.5 sack season. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
All right, at some point, Robert, you can't let me forget. We have to talk about the Titans seeking answers surrounding the unthinkable. At some point today.
Can't let you forget. I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, it's something that they can't stop thinking about either. Something that they can't even comprehend, frankly.
How do you think about something that's unthinkable?
Find out at 12:45. 615-737-1045. How you jump in the meantime, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch is where the F&M Bank chat exists for you to live stream today's show. Like the video while you're there. I have some more college football stuff that I want to get to, though, before we pivot and do anything else, because this just came across my timeline, but it's about an hour old.
Well, before we get into that, I think we should remind the audience of the announcement that came out earlier in the show today.
Go ahead, Lucas.
What happened earlier?
Don't do this. Trying to give us an opportunity to do it good. So if someone asks, I can cut this
do
and
what?
say,
is it in my email?
Come join us for the Split Happens Bowling Bash, July 16th at Eastside Bowl. Very excited to announce that the show will be hosting the Zone's bowling event this year at Eastside Bowl, which, by the way, is an awesome place in all seriousness. They have concerts there, retro-style bowling, tons of space out there. Going to be a great time. Get your tickets and find out more information at 1045thezone.com. We'll have special guests. We'll have listeners. And, of course, we'll be hanging out there. Plenty of Zone personalities will be hanging out there. So come and see us.
Raising money for a good cause. Also in Home Street Home, the silent auction is going to be a big part of the bowling event this year. We did it the first year, and we decided to bring it back with great concert tickets, all manner of different prizes. And, of course, trying to raise money for a great cause in Home Street Home. Who, by the way, Stephen Young turned 70. Here in the last couple of days. So a very happy 70, easy for me to say, happy 70th birthday.
yeah, happy birthday to Steven. Excited for, I don't know how you guys feel. I love a good auction, but I love a silent auction even more because you can handicap people. Oh, this auction closes at 1 p.m. before the game starts. If I'm at a tailgate and they have a silent auction, you better believe 1 minute before I'm looking at every single clipboard because I'm going to snipe somebody. So not only do you get bowling, shoes, silent auction, hanging out with special guests, Titans adjacent potentially, you get to see me in my prime, in the form, bowling. Probably going to have a turkey.
Losing to Cheyenne.
Loser to Cheyenne.
Losing to Cheyenne.
Oh, no. If I'm out there and I got people watching, I ain't losing to nobody. $40.
You lost last time.
That wasn't a league-sanctioned event. $40 gets you in the door, bowling for 3 straight hours.
Yeah.
You are not going to beat a ticket price like that.
There's
It's a party.
billiards.
Every
It's a
time
party.
we've done it,
Yeah.
it's been a party, especially Slay and his, it's very weird what he does. He goes to the bartender and he says, listen, I am going to order somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 Tito's shots, okay?
Got to be lukewarm.
But yeah, I don't want them chilled.
It makes
In
Cheyenne
fact, I
so
don't even
mad.
want them room temperature. I need them to be slightly warmed. Almost as if you put them in the microwave for 15 seconds and then decided to take the shot, no chaser.
Someone has been sitting on that Tito's bottle for 3 hours just to warm it up, as if it was an egg.
I need you, bartenders at Eastside Bowl, to have at least 4 bottles of Tito's and just put them in your car maybe 2 days before. Let them roll around in your back seat.
In the July heat.
Yeah,
Just the way he
that's
likes
important. That's important. Otherwise, we simply can't have the event.
I cannot emphasize how cool this place is. When you walk in, it gives the retro, old school bowling vibe where you're like, okay, this is what a bowling alley should feel like. But also, at the same time, somehow it feels modern and like the kind of place where you want to throw a party and go see a live show and just hang out, play some pool, drink some beers. So I cannot wait, man. Tons of space, 16 lanes. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, so we're throwing a party for charity, and we hope you'll come hang out with us.
It doesn't have to be groups neither. It can be singles, doubles. I think 6 people on a lane total. So, I mean, you could bring your whole crew.
3HL's team, the last time that we did this as a show, 3HL's team won the thing. And they are, of course, very athletic between Dawn and Slay. Brent, not a bad athlete. Raw Room team. Last year, or last time we did this, was highly competitive. The Bussin' with the Boys team, highly competitive. So we will see who emerges victorious this year at the bowling event. July the 16th at Eastside Bowl. Tickets available at 1045thezone.com. Lucas, I have college football news that is both going to make you very happy and very sad.
I've seen it, yes.
Okay, have you? So this was about an hour ago, and I'm surprised that we didn't get to it in the dumbest thing in sports this week. But NC State, their football program was supposed to play their season opener against Virginia. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. NC State versus UVA, but in Brazil. You say, wait, why are we playing ACC football in the country of Brazil, you might ask? Well, money is the answer to your question. But now they have put out a statement. NC State's football's official Twitter account. Statement regarding college football, Brazil. Following extensive review with operational partners and international stakeholders, the 2026 NC State at Virginia football game, originally scheduled to be played in Brazil, will be relocated to Charlottesville, Virginia.
Hope you all have refundable plane tickets
For this
Wolfpack fans.
For this conference matchup. This change follows communication from Athlete Advantage, which informed the ACC and participating schools that the event could not be conducted. Originally scheduled to be played in Week 0, the ACC, NC State, and Virginia are working with the NCAA and ESPN to confirm the game will remain on the originally scheduled date of Saturday, August 29th. Fans who purchase tickets or travel packages for the event through the official College Football Brazil website will receive refunds. Refund administration is being coordinated through applicable ticketing, payment processing, and event partners. You dumbasses. Why are you doing this? Why did you not have your ducks in a row before you took the bag that you got to do this? There are so many reasons not to do this, and you found the one reason that you could justify it, which is your bottom line. And people have done worse things for money, I suppose. But the fact that you have to walk this back now and be like, yeah, you know what, take it to Charlottesville.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Just
Nobody asked for this, man.
nobody wanted it.
Nobody asked for NC State and UVA to go play a game in South America.
No. It is quite the opposite, my friend. Do not start disparaging ACC matchups like you know something about it. I think it is the fact that ACC products are too valuable to be put on in a war-torn
all right. Okay.
country,
Buddy.
that the safety is compromised. What is there to see? It is the biggest draw. If ACC football is going on in Brazil, it's the biggest draw that country has ever seen.
Don't drink the water.
Bigger
I know
than
you're
NFL
doing a thing,
football,
but it's still pissing me off.
Have you heard about the gang violence?
bigger than soccer games. You're going to actually get to see the NC State Wolfpack, Mr. and Mrs. Wolf, take on one of the more philanthropic, hoity-toity, upper-class programs in college football. People want to talk about cocktail parties. This would be a black and white attire affair. And they know that game cannot be played in Brazil. Brazil puts the ill is it's a gross place.
I mean, they did have the Zika virus that one year.
All right, now I just want to get you canceled. War-torn country. Get the hell out of here. You piece of trash. You ignorant trash.
I thought he was going to get me. I thought he was going to. When's the last time Brazil was in a war?
You can't really name one.
And don't try.
They're too busy eating, drinking, and dancing to get into wars.
They're not us. They don't do it for fun. And I'm like, yeah, what do we do? Why don't we start something over here? What do you think about that? They'll never see it coming. I'll make an AI video. It'll look great. Jesus Christ. So, NC State and Virginia will be played where it should have always been played, in Virginia, not in Brazil.
Yeah.
God willing.
There's going to be nobody
What are you
at
going to
that
do?
game,
Where are the Ravens are in Brazil this year, right?
Yeah, they're playing the Cowboys.
Oh,
in
no.
Rio.
What happened?
I feel bad
what
for him.
happens if Lamar... Think of the things
Shut
he's
up.
going to
Shut
say.
up. Shut
When
up.
Lamar...
We're moving on.
Or Derrick Henry... Or Zay Flowers goes down there and turns an ankle. Field Jordan Love style.
Do this. We already know the field conditions and the overall feel of the stadium and state and country are in disrepair.
You have never heard anybody be as anti-Brazil as Robert Walsh will be on that day. He will come in here and say some hateful, bigoted things.
Yeah, he won't come to my wedding if that happens.
If you think for 1 second, if only to go find the mound of dirt that injures one of the Ravens players and pee on it, that would be the only reason I would go to Brazil
Not
at that
put it
point.
in a jar and eat it like the Titans, the asbestos-filled
Not
Titans.
that mercury and nickel-laden dirt. Every time I
you
open
thought Burke Nihill did you a favor. He tried to kill you.
every time I pop the lid off of that, it just goes like, boom. Like there is so much pressure behind it.
Something in there.
The dirt is infected.
Well, in Burke's defense, I don't think he thought you were actually going to eat it.
I was just trying to try it.
I know the corporate lawyer in him seized up a little bit.
To sample the dirt. Good for NC State and Virginia for figuring this out.
Wet Powder Wednesday next. Is this the Wet Powder Wednesday song?
Don't you love it?
I do. I mean, I do.
I love the Commodores.
Commodores bang. There's no question. We don't play enough funk music around here. Do something about that, BBB.
Yeah, I got juice. We found out that last night when I got my Uber before you did. Juiceless.
It was worse
He's juiceless.
because I thought my Uber was there, and I walked up to a car that was not my Uber. And I tried to get in the car that was not my Uber. And then your little, whatever, Kia.
It was an Equinox. Okay. We're riding home in an XL, baby. I got this.
If you had gotten into that Waymo that was kind of up on the curb, there was a crowd of people leaving TPAC, like all waiting for their Ubers, and this Waymo like kind of crept up
Just
by the curb.
wandered in.
And if anybody got into that Waymo, I think they would have been booed by the whole crowd. Everybody was talking smack about that Waymo where somebody's like, let's tip it over.
What do you call them?
Waymo?
Yeah. Don't you have a slur for Waymos?
Oh, clanker. Clanker.
Yeah, I say next time we're in a situation like that, we all just come at it like World War Z zombies. Just swarm it.
You jump on the
Swarm
hood.
it, see what happens.
It was funny because I was pulling away like towards where the Waymo was sitting, right as the Waymo was kind of like, as you said, creeping its way kind of into everybody's way. I thought it was just going to stop. I thought it was going to be one of those situations like you see on the news or on the internet where the Waymo just kind of gets like disoriented and just like sits.
I would have loved for one of y'all to get in there and the whole crowd like, boo, boo. Everybody hates the Waymos.
They're taking our jobs.
Like that, wasn't there a commencement address speaker at MTSU that brought up AI with the graduating class got booed off the stage? Not booed off the stage.
That happened a lot. That happened at MTSU and at also there were multiple universities where commencement speakers brought up AI.
Why
and
are we
got
doing
booed.
this?
Yes.
Why is this a thing? Just to learn, children, quickly to harness AI before it takes all of your jobs.
No, like that. Yeah, that happened at numerous commencement speeches across the country.
I'm just confused as to why that you feel the need to reference AI as people are already staring at a very, very scary job market and being like, yeah, your future, it's bang.
I feel for the taxi drivers, man. Like first Uber and Lyft came swooping in. Now we got driverless cars. poor taxi drivers.
No, but I've wanted this for a long time because I don't want to talk to them.
No, we don't
You
support.
can, you can set that setting
Yeah.
on your Uber that
I have
you
my
don't want to be
settings.
talked
Some
to.
people violate that setting.
Well, you have to get preferred, Uber prefer, or your settings don't count.
Buddy,
That's my
Whatever
fault for
it is,
thinking
I got it.
that you would ride in an Uber X.
We
That's
do
my
not
fault.
support Waymo unless they want to sponsor the show.
When we're 80 and
Lucas, I will boo you at every crosswalk that I see you. Unless you're paying me, then I'll shill.
We'll boo them into a sponsorship.
the official sober driver of the Buck Rising Show. You hear that? That's money printing, Waymo. You're wasting time.
They don't know it's a robot. They don't know anything.
Maybe AI is what has your powder wet this week. If you're unfamiliar with this segment, one of Coach Mac's most famous Macisms is keep your powder dry. But sometimes there are some things that you just can't hold down. Sometimes there are things that just get you too excited, things that get you going. And you say, I don't want to wait on it. I want it now. And for that, we have Wet Powder Wednesday. What has your powder wet? What has your powder sopping? What has your powder in a paste? Give us a call, 615-737-1045, while we tell you what's got our powder wet.
All right. So basically, if Robert's summary was not sufficient enough for you, it's like a half-baked take segment. Like I don't have to actually have anything grounded in reality to have this opinion, but it's just a kind of, shoot from the hip type of situation. So if you want me to start?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Okay. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be the most productive Titans receiver I've ever covered.
That's pretty wet.
Not really. Have you seen the Titans wide receivers in the last 10 years?
You covered A.J. Brown.
Yeah,
And Julio.
You're A.J. Brown's best. You're saying in one single season?
Single season.
A.J. Brown's best single season in Tennessee was 2020, where he had 70 catches for 1,075 yards and 11 touchdowns.
AJ's definitely the best wide receiver that I've covered. Hopkins career-wise is, but we know Hop was, still 1,000-yard receiver. Still good player when he was here. Julio was at the end, so his impact was not that outsized. Who else is even on that list? You know, like I'm not raising the bar very high. I don't think it's a completely outrageous statement. I think he's definitely going to lead them in receptions. Sure as hell targets.
AJ and Hop in the last decade.
That's it.
They're the only 1,000-yard receivers, right? Because Corey Davis didn't get to 1,000.
Corey never got there. They had not had one. Hop's season, 1,000-yard season, was their first since AJ.
Yeah. And was AJ the first since Kendall Wright?
That does sound correct, but I don't know that off the top of my head. Receiver, right? Delaney, obviously. Delaney had 1,000-yard receiving seasons.
He had one. He had one for the Titans.
He only had one?
Yeah. He was in that. He was consistently in like the 800 range, but he had one season. 2015 was where Delaney broke 1,000.
So, yeah, I think in a single season, Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be the most productive wide receiver I've ever covered. I think he is going to provide a ton of answers to what they're trying to do offensively, even if it's just, they don't have to be, 80, 90-yard, 60, 70-yard touchdown receptions. I think he's just going to stack stats. I think he's a box score stuffer.
Yeah, and that bar, again, is, like, are you assigning a specific stat to it? Like, are you saying he surpasses all of those marks? 70 catches, 1,075 yards, and 11 touchdowns.
Give me AJ's most productive Titan season. That would have been...
that was it.
So say it again?
70 catches, 1,075 yards, and 11 touchdowns in 2020.
The 11 touchdowns. Well, I think he's going to get a lot of work in the red zone.
If he has 11 touchdowns, then Cam Ward is throwing 30.
Right.
That would be a lot.
What season was that?
2020 for AJ.
And that was Ryan Tannehill's best. That's the most productive Titans offensive season ever.
11 touchdowns for Wan'Dale Robinson. He would have to almost triple what he did last year.
Yeah, so I'll take touchdown receptions off the board, but I think he can match yards. I certainly think he can match targets and receptions.
Okay. A lot of it depends on Calvin Ridley and his availability too.
I'm not even worried about Calvin. I think it's between Tate and I think if Calvin turns into something, it's a big play thing.
But I think all of those guys, the attention they're going to receive from opposing defenses and the opportunities they're going to get is directly correlated with Calvin Ridley sharing the field with them.
Sure, but I think at some point you're going to see less Calvin Ridley and more Chim Ellick.
Hopefully for personnel decision reasons and not injury reasons.
Yeah, sure.
Well, and another reason behind that, I feel like when it was me and Lucas in here last week, we talked, was it Cam who was talking? And he was talking about with his drop. He was like, and I want to make sure that I get through my whole drop and let the receivers make their choice. And was kind of talking about option
choice routes.
So, and where they're going to have a decision to make. And I think that's going to help Wan'Dale too, because if it's short area quickness, out of everybody on the team, he's probably got the best of that ability.
And he's done it.
Right.
He's coming out. He's been in the system. So maybe it doesn't fit the definition of Wet Powder Wednesday, because I do have a lot of things I feel like to back that up. But that's, I think most people would say, Wan'Dale Robinson, what do you mean? He's a hobbit. He's 5'8". And a lot of people were making fun of the Titans for that low ball drill that they went viral for the other day. Did you see that?
No.
So there's a drill that they're standing behind the jugs machine. The camera's standing behind the jugs machine, and they're intentionally almost trying to dirt the balls. So the wide receiver has to go and almost like field it like a ground ball almost without it touching the ground. And they were not effectively doing it. And you saw like Dov Kleinman and all these aggregators say, oh, this Titans wide receiver room is going to be the worst in history. Whatever. And then I watched Cam throw a couple of balls basically at guys' feet and Wan'Dale Robinson come up with them because he's already there. He's already by the ground. He can make that play. And he literally is like hiding underneath a defender as he makes this grab underneath a defender in a couple of different team drills and 7-on-7 drills at practice. So I feel like Wan'Dale Robinson's just going to be, if he's healthy, he's a reception machine.
Okay. Matt Powder is wet on the Nashville Predators and the Chris McFarland hire. And if I'm going to be optimistic about it, then I'm going to have patience, because this is a long path forward for Chris McFarland. But I am so encouraged by the Preds doing the thing that Preds fans wanted them to do throughout this coaching search. Vibes have not been good over the last couple of years with the Nashville Predators. We understand that. Vibes haven't been good for the last few months. We on here a few weeks ago were throwing our hands up wondering what the hell was going on with this GM search. As Barry Trotz announced his retirement back in February, the Preds had an extremely long runway, and as other GM positions were getting filled, I think Preds fans were looking around, wondering why there wasn't an inkling of an update. And credit to Teresa Walker, who was in studio with us and said, I think they're waiting out a sitting GM. And that's exactly what they were doing with Chris McFarland of the Colorado Avalanche. They introduced him in a press conference earlier today. From that press conference, they talked about how hard it was to get him out of Colorado. Bill Haslam saying Colorado did not let him go easily. Alex Doherty reporting of the Tennessean that there was no buyout involved with getting Chris McFarland to Nashville. He had a year left on his deal in Colorado, and the Avs made, quote, significant counteroffers to try and keep him. But in the end, the Predators' offer, a 6-year deal, was just better. The Preds making a swing like this to go get a sitting GM and elevating his role to president of football ops is exactly the sort of injection of energy and optimism this fan base needed to sort of get a signal of, no, they are taking this thing seriously and going to take big swings, with the bar being getting back to meaningful competitiveness, which the Preds have not really. You can't say that about the Preds since, they made the playoffs under Burnett for a year, but kind of coming right off that Stanley Cup run is the last time that I think you can legitimately say.
I have not felt that they've had much of anything in the way of juice since, 2019.
Here's a statement from the Kroenke family on Chris McFarland's departure from Colorado, who were Western Conference finalists before falling, getting swept by the Golden Knights. Quote, "We would like to thank Chris for all he did for the Avalanche organization. Chris was instrumental in our success over the last decade and a key part of our 2022 Stanley Cup championship. This was an opportunity for him to take on a bigger role with the Predators while being closer to his family. We wish him and his family all the best in Nashville." So we mentioned the Mike Borgonzi comparison to Nolan Teasley, the new Vikings GM that worked his way up in Seattle, was the assistant GM under John Schneider, and now gets his opportunity in Minnesota. That was kind of Chris McFarland in Colorado. Worked his way up, was the assistant GM under Joe Sakic, and then got elevated to GM after they won the Stanley Cup in 2022. Sakic stayed on as the president, and now he resumes GM duties for the foreseeable future, according to the franchise. So the question is, how much involvement did Sakic still have with Chris McFarland as the sitting general manager? But overall, this is the exact type of swing that brings some juice to the Preds fan base. And there's a lot of work to do. They got to figure out the head coach. They got to figure out what the hell to do with these aging contracts. But even though it's going to be a long path forward, a lot hinges on a young man by the name of Brady Martin. I'm very optimistic, and my powder is wet, that this was the right move and a much needed one by the Nashville Predators.
I feel like that echoes most of the sentiment of the fan base. Yeah, because you're just looking for reasons to care anymore. And I don't want to discount Roman Josi or Philip Forsberg, those guys that have been here for so long and have kept them in any kind of competitive window at any point. But yeah, it's much needed.
As someone who is a hockey novice, as I understand it, it's really hard to build through the draft. Right? Because the best players go in the first couple picks, and then after that, there's not really a ton of instant impact guys.
Yeah, and you're thinking years in advance before those guys, for the most part, will even, crack your first team, so to speak.
And the Preds are kind of in purgatory like the Steelers are. They're not bad. They're not bad enough to have a really early pick to get the first round pick or the first overall pick, but they're also were close enough to win the playoffs. They're probably in the middle of the draft. So what I would ask you is when's the next thing that would happen that would have Preds fans excited? If it's not the draft, would it be free agency? Would it be the first week? Would it be the middle of the season when you're kind of...
Do you think they'd be skeptical of free agency at all? I mean, this is a new GM, so maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think first things first, you got to figure out what's going to happen in-house with Andrew Burnett, the sitting head coach. And Chris McFarland was asked about Andrew Burnett, and he said, here's the quote from his press conference today. "I know Andrew Burnett a lot from the scouting circles. I know he's a very good person." That feels like a kiss of death. "I'm going to call all these guys this week. I've got to get a feel for things when they all get back from the combine." So the NHL draft coming up, and the Preds have the number 10 overall pick. So
good person, kiss of death.
Yeah, if that's the first thing you're saying.
Statement of support.
She's got a great personality. It sounds like this guy's going to be a big fatty.
First round of the draft.
Settle down back there, personality hire.
First round of the draft is 3 weeks from Friday. But yeah, for me, it's about the in-house stuff first and then free agency to see how the Preds are going to attack the upcoming season.
My powder is wet because I fear...
Just wet?
I wouldn't say sopping.
Okay.
There is room for improvement here.
Nope.
But
no pants paste.
I am worried that these Kool-Aid pineapples are the worst thing to happen to white trash people since Tide Pods, because it is bringing the worst of us out to the forefront. I have not seen one intelligent person eating these pineapple. Every one of them. They're the one.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
So
I'm sure there are some people that do, but this
select few.
This is a very much internet thing that we are doing on the radio. So do your best to explain what you're talking about.
Okay, fruitful endeavors. That would be my title if this was a newspaper. People have found out that if you add sugar to stuff, people are going to eat it, even if there was already a lot of sugar in it to start. So people are buying these pineapple spears from Costco, from Sam's, in bulk in these large jars, and they are adding Kool-Aid powder to them, letting them sit. The pineapples absorb the color, the flavor. So then, rather than eating like a natural piece of fruit that was grown on God's green earth, you're now eating a malfigured pineapple spear that
looks like it's radiating.
That's taken off the color of its container.
It's like it's been pickled in Kool-Aid almost.
They are neon color.
Atomic red.
Yes, like red, green, like not a natural color. So what they're doing is they're selling these to these people and recording them trying them.
Oh, do you have this audio?
No, I would not play it. I'd be scared that his hyphenated word would be derogatory. So I will not. I will not play the audio, though I wish I could. I would have it be a drop on the board. It is bringing the biggest white trash people you've ever seen out of the woodworks to try these Kool-Aid pineapples. Every one of them look like they just crawled out of a Kmart dumpster to buy one of these.
Are we still doing Kmart?
Is Kmart a thing?
I think Kmart's defunct.
I used to get my school shoes there. So I feel like I am personally able to talk about the white trash epidemic because they are my people. I feel them. I understand them. But what I'm wishing they would do is they would just decline the video interviews while trying these Kool-Aid pineapples because, one, we are not that educated. We are not wearing our best attire to these things. Usually it's Cookie Monster pants and what's the
Cookie Monster? I can see somebody walking out of a Walmart in Cookie Monster.
I'm watching a video. They're literally trying this in a Hardee's parking lot where they're buying these Kool-Aid pickles or Kool-Aid pineapples. I'm worried that this is the worst thing to happen to white trash people since California and Massachusetts banned menthol cigarettes. My people are hurting, and they don't know how to heal, and they are going to the wrong places.
Dixie said, how badly do you think Chet Holmgren wants to post a video of eating the pineapple but can't because of optics right now?
Yeah. I mean, you, the two of you notoriously will eat anything. You would not try this?
I tried Kool-Aid pickles a few years back on the air with Slay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Kool-Aid pickles. I mean, it's a little weird, but I think they said that these have more sugar than if you ate the entire jar. It's like more sugar than 10 cans of Coke. Like it's so much sugar.
I looked at Robert as we were walking into the balcony section where you purchased the tickets last night, and I said, "Are we trash?
Are we? Is this our vacation? Are we trash?
Is this where the poor sit in the balcony?"
Yes. Larry reporting.
Why is it so hot?
Says the THCA ban will be next in the line for the white trash epidemic. Yes.
Oh, no,
my people will be hurting. They can't go get their gas station vapes anymore.
Oh, we didn't do polls, so we'll talk about game one of the NBA Finals coming up next. Welcome back to the show. Fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, where they would never do such a thing. Like putting pineapple spears in Kool-Aid. It's a much better place. They have a full bar, most Hattie B's. Get your custom cocktails. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I was drinking beer yesterday for the first time in a while before we were going to Book of Mormon. And I think they have a partnership with Homestyle IPA, Hattie B's Hot Chicken, if I'm not mistaken. I probably need to look that up before I say things into a microphone.
Now, I will say this.
But I was drinking Homestyle last night, and they were delightful.
I have had Kool-Aid fried chicken before, where you mix Kool-Aid powder with the breading.
God.
It was actually really good.
Interesting.
It was at a fair. You know, Fair Foods. It's like, oh, try this deep-fried donkey turd. Like, they just have everything under the sun, deep-fried or whatever.
I saw billboards this year for the Renaissance Fair. Did we give up on that?
Apparently, it's not as cool as you would be led to believe. It is at the castle, right? But everyone else was like, yeah, it's just a bunch of vendors walking around. It's not as cool as you think.
What's I'm blanking on.
Unless they want to pay us money, by the way, and then I'll dress up like a troll or something.
And Waymo.
Yes.
What are we is there a single company that we would not take money from? I think that's our answer.
I can't think of anything. Maybe like a Crocs competitor. I would never want to. I would never want to lose my end.
If the knockoff Crocs came to you,
if Knox came to me
and said, "Listen, we will give you generational wealth. We will make you our poster athlete for Knox." But you can never say Crocs. You can never wear Crocs. You can never go sport mode again.
How inferior of a product are these Knox compared to Crocs?
You can't go sport mode. They're a fundamentally different shoe.
I could never turn my back on Crocs. I'll like Birkin. They need to make, I thought of this last week, they need to make Birkin Crocs. Birkenstocks, but yes. Well, you've seen they did the burger stocks, which is like a burger Birkenstock. But if they did Birkin Crocs, oh, buddy, I'd be so slick.
You'd still wear the same Crocs you've been wearing every time I've seen you for the last 4 years.
No, I had leather Crocs for a minute and then got them too wet.
Ugh. Just how? Just feet sweat?
Oh, Crocassins? Like, Crocs, what are you doing, dude? Just hire me. If they came out with Crocassins, I would be all in.
You're giving them these ideas now for free. They don't have to pay
I know,
you.
dude. I do that way too often. And then somebody like Buck just says it was his idea.
No, the white chicken chili is my idea.
Well, it's never come to fruition. They can keep talking about it and you can keep saying it's your idea, but at the end of the day, it's your problem because it's never come to fruition. It's never happened. So, it's your idea, but it's because you're juiceless, dude. Someone who's not juiceless, the New York Knicks. I love when we just get way too deep and Lucas is like just waiting for us to. He's like, I'm just going to let him tell.
No, he doesn't care. He's literally looking at things. What are you looking at? What Wikipedia page for what World Cup player are you looking at right now?
Oh, it's the group previews.
Yeah.
Reading about Switzerland.
He's in his own world. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's gonna check back in next week when the World Cup starts, and then he and Brett Kern and BJ Callahan are essentially going to push me and you out of the studio, and we're just going to leave him alone for the next couple of months.
8 days.
We need to get Brett in here.
We do need to get Brett in here. Anyway, Knicks and Spurs. Game 1 tonight. Spurs favored. 5.5 is what it opened at. I don't know if that line's been bet down at all. I don't know. I think I'd bet the Knicks. I know that they've had a bunch of time off. I know that Wembanyama is the best player on the court. In all likelihood, I think I'd take the Knicks.
Yeah, it's a 4.5 point spread.
Okay, so a little down. I think I'd take the Knicks to win tonight and win the series.
And 218.5 over under.
Yeah.
That feels a little high for me. I feel like this game's not going to be a shootout. I feel like it's going to be a
I think they're accounting for New York, though. New York is winning by an average of over their opponent of almost 20 points. Like, I think they're giving, like, because they haven't been able to figure out how to set the lines for the Knicks this whole way through. Vegas has taken a beating on New York. because of the way that they keep winning. So I think that they're trying to build in a back end, essentially. Strong feelings on the NBA Finals either way.
I'm with you. I think the Knicks have the juice.
If they steal game one, I would be interested to know what history says about the victor of game one, what that says about.
Home court hasn't really mattered. It hasn't been a huge differentiator. And you may say, well, Madison Square Garden, when this series is played there, will feel different. But you can take the air out of that building the same way that you can do in any other building. If Wembanyama has a 41-point performance the way that he did in game one of the Western Conference Finals, and he does it in the Garden, what's Spike Lee going to do? Nothing.
Here you go. Here's your stat. The team that wins game one of the NBA Finals goes on to win the championship roughly 70% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all of the NBA Finals series in history, the game one winner has ultimately claimed the title in 54 out of 77 total matchups.
I wonder how that translates to the Stanley Cup final, as the Golden Knights won a thriller last night over Roberts Hurricanes.
I watched it on. I watched just a revised or a condensed version this morning on YouTube because we were all obviously at the play last night. But yes, it looked like an electric hockey game.
An even greater percent. Teams that win game one of the Stanley Cup final go on to win the championship 76.4% of the time.
That's nuts to me because hockey, I think, is at least in my head, I think of hockey as the most random postseason.
I think you've said that. I think that's like your one token.
It's the only thing I have to say about hockey.
Say about the hockey postseason.
But no, I think it's something that I truly believe about March Madness and the hockey postseason. I think it's a subject to, like, don't you think of the best team in the NBA winning the series more times than not? The best team in football, it's usually the healthiest team, maybe, if you're applying that sensibility to football.
So, a little caveat to that. Historically, road teams that win the opening game in the Stanley Cup Finals still go on to win the championship about 57% of the time.
Okay.
Usually, home teams that win game one roughly win the series 83% of the time. So, the Hurricanes behind the eight ball.
You got no investment.
What do you mean? No, they had NC State's new basketball coach there to run the siren in the parking lot.
Don't you have one of those back there?
Oh yeah, Zach, sound the siren.
Shout out Justin Gainey, former Tennessee assistant.
It's like the very end of the siren, like when you've already wound it up and it's starting to like wind down itself. That's what that siren sounds like.
They just need to go get Petey. Go get Petey Pablo. The Hurricanes win 100% of the time that Petey Pablo is on the siren.
Do we have a Nashville sports celebrity like that, where if they show up to a game, automatic dub?
Like a good luck charm? Oh, not that I know of.
I feel like we should.
We need to get one of those.
Well, they don't win at all, so nobody's really been associated with good luck.
They need to start bringing someone to a game, a celebrity to every game, and then once they find one that wins, they need to bring them to every single game.
Just keep cycling through them.
Like Miley Cyrus. Okay, they lose week one, Miley's out.
You think Miley's ever been to a Titans game?
Probably, but Miley ain't keeping up with the Titans. I mean, the most genuine celebrity Titans fan is Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
In terms of people that legitimately, because he's one of the few that actually grew up here and actually cared about the Titans. I don't think there's a more genuine celebrity Nashville sports fan than Jelly.
No, like he'll text me about like roster cut day and things like that, and like what practice squad dudes are doing. He's into it. Speaking
of Miley, she is the favorite currently to be the Super Bowl halftime show for Super Bowl 61.
Oh man.
So they would
not the
Nashville one. No, the poly markets are assuming, or at least she is the favorite currently. So they would burn a Miley Cyrus halftime show before.
Yeah, that would rule her out pretty much.
How many people have gotten to do doubles?
No, I'm sure there's been one repeat Super Bowl performer.
No, like there's been repeats in terms of like one performer makes a cameo appearance in a halftime show.
But never a repeat.
Nobody's ever headlined multiple times, to my knowledge, right?
So I've got you are correct. So several artists have contributed more than once.
Like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny contributed, did a verse with Shakira and J-Lo back in 2020.
I feel like Lady Gaga's been at least one other one.
Yeah.
She headlined in 2017 and then was a special guest contributor in last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar was a guest in 2022 and then headlined in 2025. Justin Timberlake performed in 2001 and in 2004 and then as a solo headliner in 2018.
I feel like Bruno Mars.
Well, yeah, because we all remember the first Timberlake one.
Does anyone know who Gloria Estefan is?
Yes, what?
Performed 3 times in 92, 95, and 99.
Does anyone know who Gloria Estefan
One of the
is?
greatest Latin artists of all time.
What?
Is it a shock to anyone?
You've never been more North Carolina in your entire life.
What's she saying? Oh, Fortuna? Like, what am I supposed to know?
Let's end the show.
Fortuna.
What do you mean? I've never seen this woman in my life.
That's going to do it for us today.
5-time Grammy Award winner. I've never heard of her. The Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient.
Yeah. Been around for a long time.
Name a song.
We appreciate your time as always. Hang out with me and Robert on Primetime tonight.